Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gamesline Podcast. We're live, we're ready, we're here to chat about gaming. We're here to talk about a lot of stuff. I looked at all the stuff that we wrote down for the news, and this is gonna be a big one here. But first off, hello, it's me, John. I'm here. I'm the host and the person in charge of Gamesline.com, .net, .biz, it's .net. It's .net. .com would have been like $500 fucking dollars or something. It was nuts. No, we're .net. But yes, hi, John's here, and with me this week is Jackson. Hello, Jackson.
Oh, hello. Thank you for having me once again.
Very happy to have you, and I did just realize that you're Tales of Vesperia cosplaying right now.
Yeah, we'll get into that for a good reason.
Absolutely, no. I mean, that's the Tales game that I think I like the most that I have played. I haven't played that many of them, but sure, we can speak about that though. We're also joined by Maverick. Maverick, how are you doing?
You ever like get into a fucking bicycle after like 15 years of never being on a bicycle? That's what this feels like right now. Jesus Christ.
You're just back. You're back to it though. You're feeling it though. No, I get it. It's been a hot minute. You know, like we haven't done the anime podcast in a bit. Which you know, I feel a little bad about, of course, but we'll figure that out. We just haven't been watching anime lately. That is the thing. Like literally, it's just been
breaking
games
news. I gotta say it. Anime fucking sucks now. You know
What?
Anime sucks.
What?
It
No,
all
I
is
don't wanna
bad.
New JJK.
No, it's bad because it's gay, and because it's gay, it's bad.
Oh my god!
See,
Just off rip, dude.
Yeah, no. This is the announcement that not only am I back, but I've actually been able to secure a nice gig for Gamesline with our good old friends over at Turning Point. So you know, get ready for that.
I mean, they've needed a new white boy running that place, so you know.
And this white boy's Mexican this time.
Oh, okay. They're really mixing it up. Okay.
Mamdani has changed you.
Yeah, this is all thanks to my new mayor. You're getting live coverage from Mamdani Stan itself, and as I speak, the snow is falling down rapidly. If I cut off, know that they got me.
they got you for speaking the truth. But no, I mean, I do love that your picture is some form of MAGFest celebration in which Lily from Tekken is there, as is Alien Baltan, and also there seems to be some sort of blood moon going on as well. So that might also be screwing with your powers as well.
I mean, like, first and foremost, next to MAGFest, like, I got to be at the Rivoli. I got to do the impossible and play a set at the Rivoli.
Ooh, that's nice. But yes, we're here for gaming, and again, like the real answer for anime is just like I've just been so focused on games that I just haven't gotten around to it. Like it's just been like. That new Digimon anime is really good. Like I watched like the first like 2 or 3 episodes of it, and it was good. And it's just like I'm not just doing it because I don't want to. It's just like I'm playing games. I'm playing. There's a lot of really good games out right now.
Same, but except my thing is just hanging out or being too tired from work.
I mean that's also valid. You know, we've got a lot of shit going on. Jackson, what's your excuse? Why? No, I mean, you said you've been watching Jujutsu Kaisen, right? So.
No, hell no, fuck that. No, I have mental depression. Fucking, I try to load up a video game that I want to play, and I'm
as
like,
opposed to physical depression.
No, yeah. I have that too. No, don't get me wrong. I ate the big sandwich we before see this, your chest, and I'm feeling it. That big sandwich is killing me right now. I should not have eaten it right before we started recording.
It had fucking mud dolphins in it, dog.
I shit you not. I think I have consumed from that sandwich alone like half a pig and 8 eggs.
All right, live sandwich report right here. Gamesline exclusive.
Do you want the ingredients?
Yes, bitch.
All right, I took half of a leftover baguette. I made a pickle relish aioli and I toasted it. I made 4 fried eggs, melted cheese on them, put them on the baguette, sliced up ham, fried it, and then I put salt and pepper on it, squeezed that motherfucker, fried the outside of the baguette, and then I ate it. And now I feel so tired.
That sounds really good, though.
My breath still smells like the fucking sandwich. So every time I speak, it just wafts into my goddamn face, and I go, oh, I want another one.
You're so fucking
delicious.
Big.
It's protein. Like, I'm not unhealthy. I'm lifting.
Doing better than I am. Dead ass.
Yeah.
Dude, don't target me. We got shit to talk about today.
We have gaming to talk about. All right. God, yeah. So, do y'all want to hop into all the crazy ass news? Because I was like, hey, we should, we didn't do it last week, so I wanted to include the news from last week as well. But it was just like, dude, like so much shit happened that I hit a point where I was trying to cut stuff off, and I was just like, I don't even know if I should cut it off here because it's just like there's so much to go off of.
Yeah, there's some stuff in here there's a talking point in here where I'm probably gonna have to like stand up and pace my room while I talk about it.
Oh god.
And I don't blame you. I mean, I think there's multiple things where it's like, oh my god, like just shit has been crazy. But we can start off a bit slower, I guess, if we don't want to, start to throw hands. Geez, yeah, okay. I'm just looking at this and like the least controversial thing on here. Yeah, I think the least controversial thing on here is that Nier Automata announcement, and even then people are kind of pissed off about it.
That's like, the most, like, tame one on there? I thought it was the bottom of the list. Wait, what?
I think it is. Like, now that I'm looking at this, like, yeah, I think it is the most tame thing, because everyone's been pissed off about everything else. So, I mean, yeah, we could just mention that real quick. Yeah, they did a little video for Nier Automata's 10th anniversary, which is crazy that it's 10 years old now. Or was it the 10-year anniversary, or was it that they sold 10 million copies? I think
thought it was.
No, yeah, I think it was 10 million
9
copies.
years,
that's what it was.
Or some
9 years, 10 million copies.
Okay,
that's what it was. But it ended with saying Nier Automata will continue, or to be continued. And, of course, yeah, people are upset because Nier Automata will continue, or Nier will continue. Because everyone's like, yeah, like, sure, they'll make another Nier game, but if they're doing a straight sequel to Automata, that's kind of weird.
How do you continue that? Like, wait.
Yeah, you don't. You don't. But I'm guessing that maybe, like, my theory is that it's just gonna be, like, Nier, Automata, something else, just because that's the brand now. You know?
God.
Which will be stupid. I like that's very stupid, especially because, like, they did the remake of original Nier, and that sold great, too. Like, I think they announced that sold, like, 2 million copies itself. So that's probably just, like, executive brain being like, well, Nier Automata sold 10 million and regular Nier sold 2, so that's 10 is more than 2. So we need to call it Nier Automata Requiem or whatever, you know?
Where's my Final Fantasy IX remake? What the fuck? What are we doing? What we made a remake of Gestalt. We made a remake of Nier Japan version. We didn't make Nier America version with Papa Nier. We made Brother Nier.
Yeah.
Why? What is going on?
I don't know. I wish I could tell
whatever, man. Like, how, again, just like, you're probably right. They're probably making it like a whole like sub brand now of like Nier Automata is going to be its own like spin-off thing, and then you're never going to hear a word about Drakengard ever again.
They're probably also kind of scared about because they also had that Nier Reincarnation gacha game
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why that didn't do well is because it was a gacha game where you were just like pulling for like lore, and everyone was just like, I just want to play a normal game. Like, so many people have been like, oh, if like we just want them to release that as a normal video game. Like, they're just like, just take the gacha out, we will pay money for this game. And they're probably just taking the wrong lesson from it and being like, people don't want Nier, they want Nier Automata. And it's like, no, they want Nier, they just want it to be released normal. Like, so I don't know. This screams to me like executives not understanding what people want, and you know, I'm sure whatever gets released will be good. It's just gonna have a stupid ass name. Like that's what I'm predicting it's gonna be. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be. It's probably not even gonna be like, you know, it's gonna be attached to Nier Automata, like Nier Automata was attached to original Nier, where it's gonna be like 50 million years in the future or whatever, but it's gonna just be called Nier Automata Fates Collide or whatever, you know, like.
Just like in Nier Chimera or something, where it's now we've gone from the androids, we're back to organic things, and shit's weird.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. We'll see. Nier Automata, though, still one of my favorite games ever.
Oh, it's a fantastic game. I'm just I am appalled that they want to continue any sort of narrative that isn't like an offshoot of whatever happened in that game will not make sense.
Yeah.
You need to retcon 5 of those endings.
Yeah. We'll see. We will see. I mean, like, it could also just be that, like, this trailer, they just said that because they're specifically talking about Nier Automata's anniversary. So it's like, the next game after Nier Automata will be like, you know, it like a translation thing or something. I don't fucking know. We'll see.
Yorha edition Switch 2.
I mean, the Yorha edition runs pretty good already. So,
but now you're gonna pay $25 for a Switch 2 upgrade, and it gives you a special costume as 2B as Princess Peach and 9S as Mario.
Oh, okay. All right, that's worth it then. Okay.
That's worth the $25 extra on top of whatever I paid for Yorha.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna talk about Switch updates, we could talk about the recent Switch update too. Xenoblade X got its Switch 2 upgrade, which people have been asking for quite a while. I mean, I already like 100%ed it, so I wasn't like, oh, gimme, but also like, yeah, like people were like, yeah, this game should run at 60 FPS. And it does now, but it seems like they did a pretty sloppy job on some aspects with the upscaling for the graphics. Looks kind of spotty in some aspects, and people are also saying that, especially in handheld mode, it looks really rough. I haven't done it yet, because it's $5 for the upgrade, and it's, you know, just the graphical and frame rate improvements. Like, they didn't add any other actual content, which, you know, they already added content for the definitive edition, so I wasn't really expecting that, but they're charging $5 for this, and, you know, I don't want to spend $5 on a game that I've already 100%ed, and you know, I mean, maybe someday if I do want to replay it, but it's also like long as fuck. So I don't know. I'm not jumping to do it.
I'm gonna show my ignorance here. I've only played probably like the first 10 hours of Xenoblade 1. What is X? Like, is it a spin-off? Is it main canon? What is it? Oh God. Just your smile, you're like, all right, let's get into this.
You're doing the fucking guy in his shoulder meme right now.
Yeah. The best way that I can describe it for a normal person would be it was a spin-off.
Mm-hmm.
That had nothing to do with the other games, but then they decided, with some stuff that got revealed in Xenoblade 3, as well as the new content that they added in the Definitive Edition, that it is going to be part of the Xenoblade canon. Like, they kind of retroactively added it in. That's
Okay.
That's the easiest way I can describe it.
Okay.
And there have been some, like, interviews that have been like, oh, we're... I remember reading it, and I can't find it, but I remember reading an interview or something that said, like, oh, we want to do Xenoblade 3, and then X2, and they did Xenoblade 3. So, maybe that's what they're doing next. I don't know. But, yeah, it just seems like a kind of a sloppy job. They'll probably fix it, especially if they're charging money and people are really upset about it. Like, I've actually seen people saying that they've been getting refunds for it, which is pretty...
What?
Yeah, which is pretty fucking crazy when you're thinking about eShop stuff. Like, Nintendo doesn't really do refunds and stuff like that. So, I'm guessing, yeah, if this is something that is, like, as big of an issue. But also, like, most of the people I'm seeing complaining about it are on Reddit. So I don't know. I've seen a lot of, like, comparison images, and most of them aren't that different to me, honestly, but I'm also not someone who cares that much about graphics. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's whatever. We'll see. Like, it just seems like it was just a, like, kind of a quick up-res job sort of deal that, you know, They shouldn't be charging money for it, though. Absolutely not. Like, $5 for that. You know, when they've been doing the same work for other games and they didn't charge for them. So,
I was gonna ask, was it in-house that did the Switch 2 edition, or did they just get like a third party to help optimize?
It doesn't say like anything about that per se. Like, not that I've seen. Because I will say, I mean, I'm going to guess it wasn't in-house, because if it was in-house, Monolith Soft is so, like, particular that it would have looked great. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to guess it wasn't in-house. There's all kinds of rumors that they're making a new game right now. Like, you know, there was that stuff from the last episode with Cosmos' voice actress, and there's been some, like, posts on social media about, like, the people that did the music for the previous Xenoblade games have been, like, posting about working together, like, specifically, like, the people that did the Xenoblade, you know, they're like, it's like, oh yeah, these, like, 5 or 6 people that did the Xenoblade soundtracks are working on something together again. So it's like, okay, yeah, maybe they are doing something, but they could also just be doing, like, a remix album, or they could just be fucking around, like, who knows? So, yeah, it's a real we'll see sort of thing, but if they're just doing the music now, I would think that, you know, they probably don't have anything to show off soon, because the music is so essential in Xenoblade. So that would be something that I think they would want to, you know, work on early to integrate into the story and all that.
I mean, is there... I'm trying to think, is there like an anniversary or something coming up that they might just be doing like a anniversary album or whatever, potentially?
I think it was Xenoblade 2's anniversary recently, but I don't know. I mean, like, Xenoblade 3 has been out for a couple years too now, so I don't know. I mean, they could be, like, recording an anniversary thing for Xenoblade 3's, because I think it's like, you know, they could be, like, doing, like, an anniversary recording ahead of time. You know, it's like, oh yeah, no, it's Xenoblade 3's 5-year anniversary. Here's this remix thing. We recorded it 1.5 years ago or whatever. Like, yeah, like, that makes sense. But I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't keep up with that exactly. It's just like,
okay.
Like, they're gonna make a new game. They will make something absolutely eventually. It's just what it is, we don't know. We'll see. I was slightly wrong about something earlier. Is that there is actually something that got announced that was not controversial at all. It was just people being happy, and I forgot about that, and that is my fault. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
I'm very sorry. CyberConnect 2 announced that they're making a new .hack game.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, people are pissed about that.
No, I screwed that up. That was my bad. I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Yeah, we got a new .hack game, .hack 0. It's being made in-house, and they are publishing it too. Like they made some sort of deal with Bandai Namco to just be like, yeah, we want to have full creative freedom on this new .hack game, so we are publishing it and developing it and releasing it ourselves. And Bandai Namco said yes. So for the 30th anniversary of CyberConnect 2, they're doing a brand new .hack, and they haven't really said exactly what it's going to be. They've made some references to it being some kind of maybe episodic thing, so it might be like the older .hack games where it might be multiple games, like they did on the PS2 and the PS4 and all that. But they've seemingly got the band back together, as it were, to do it. So yeah, Bandai Namco's not doing it. It's just CyberConnect all the way down. So it's pretty exciting that they're explicitly doing it that way for creative freedom.
I mean, cool. Like, that's cool to hear that they're letting them do whatever they feel they want to do creatively. I'm just like, I've never played those games. I just hope that they bring back the original artists, aka I just want more Evangelion-esque artwork to be released for a new .hack.
I'm sure they will. I can't imagine they're gonna toss that aside. But yeah, we'll see how that goes, because I think they've only released a teaser, so nothing too concrete yet. But I'm excited. Those are games that I've very much meant to play. I have the Switch collection of the GU games, but I know that everyone talks up the PS2 games, and that's the one where it's the first 2 games are cheap and easy to find, but then the third and fourth ones are especially the fourth one. I think the fourth one's one of those $400 PS2 games. So people are y'all remaster these, re-release these. These are the ones that need the remaster. But Aspiring Shoulder in the chat says, speaking of Ava, it appears Anno decided to throw another grenade into long-abandoned trenches to rouse the ghosts of an ancient war. I don't know what that's about at all. Is this something that's on Twitter? Because I'm not on Twitter anymore.
Hold on. Let me read this chat message. I need to verify this real quick. Let me verify this information.
Okay. Yeah, if you have a link, I suppose. I did see some people in another chat talking about... Oh, okay. The new Ava anniversary featured an AU short showing Shinji and Asuka married with a kid. Oh no.
That one. I don't know if that's true. I feel like that might be a bit, because the end statement on that post is also yeah, he submitted it at 6 a.m. before the premiere, the day of the premiere. And I'm that doesn't seem right. But also the details they were giving about the short film AU, I was this is really this is either true or somebody really, really, really wanted this to be canon enough to go to this length.
Okay, I'm seeing a post on Reddit that someone took some pictures of it, and yeah, there they are. They're married. They have a kid. Yeah, it's yeah, frames of Asuka and Shinji's possible life together from the 30th anniversary short film.
What? Why? Why?
He was bored.
Yeah, he's just I don't fucking care. Which is especially I don't know. That's crazy because the way that I don't want to spoil the newest movie because people should watch that movie. I really like 3.0 plus 1.0. But it ends in a way that is not Shinji Asuka, so I don't know. But also, yes, you bastards have been arguing about this for 30 fucking years, So it's been, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to touch that per se, just because I don't have a dog in that race. I don't think Shinji should be getting with any of them at all. But,
no, I think he should have been crushed like a fucking tin can in one of those angel fights, but that's just me. I have skin in the game, literally. I have Evangelion tattoos. I hate sex. I love anime.
No, Evangelion is one of my favorite shows of all time, too. Don't get me wrong. But I also,
So
if Anno did just do this as a bit, I commend that. That's really funny.
What a great bit. Get back to work. What a funny joke. Get back in the office right now. I'm sick of this shit.
You're funny as fuck, buddy. Yeah. I don't know. All right, let's talk.
You're feeding the wrong people.
I
will shut my mouth on that.
You know what? Yeah, I will just say, yeah. Like, I don't think you should be feeding shippers ever. Like, just yeah. Let's talk about some games that we've been playing, and be happy for a bit, and then we can maybe start getting mad.
Okay.
Does that sound good? Okay.
All right.
Maverick, let's start with you, because, again, it's been a hot minute, and I would love to hear from you. What's been going on?
Oh, man, what has been going on? So the last games that I really, got down to were the ones that I reviewed. Skate Story, Unbeatable. Skate Story, cannot say enough good things. Fantastic, just game that I got to just really be vindicated by for how long I was waiting on it to release. And as soon as it came out, everyone was just like, oh, this is hype as fuck. And I'm like, goddamn right it is. I knew from frame one. So vindicated by that. Unbeatable, I, in my review, shared my mixed feelings around, what is still a fun, game in itself. They just put out an update that is a bunch of, Jamie Page remixes. So, if you're a fan of Jamie Page, if you're a fan of just the Vocaloid scene at the moment, the experience has been pretty fun.
So what is up with I have seen multiple videos of the batting cage level. Are the tracks in the batting cage level actual jungle drum and bass, or are people just editing drum and bass jungle tracks into the batting cage level to make it seem like there's no BPM in that level at all to keep up with?
What if I just fucking yelled right now, just hollered and hollered and hollered?
Don't do that.
My intrusive thoughts when I'm on mic, No, those mini games. So they were doing a Rhythm Heaven for that part, and I don't think it was full. I'm trying to remember because it's been a while since I hit those tracks, but probably D&B adjacent, but the main issue of it is they teach you this for press this button for this type of ball that's hit, wait for the timing on here, rhythm heavening it for you, and if you miss enough of them, then the game kind of just ends. The biggest issue I had that I think has been patched out currently, but at the time of playing was a big sore spot, was the fact that anytime that you failed a mission in the story mode or failed a rhythm segment, it would just push you along. And as somebody who whenever you get through a rhythm game, it's I want to learn to get good at this. I want to learn how to do the map of it. To be pushed along for the narrative is really frustrating to just deal with in the midst of it. And I would say again, the soundtrack itself, I don't remember off of the top of my head, but I don't know, they were streamlined enough. They aren't all over the game as videos might mention, but I don't know. I am hoping that as the game gets more updates, it morphs more into a game that I'm into musically, aesthetically. Like I said, in that thing, I went over any person that I met who I found out was associated with the game. I'm just oh yeah, no, we're cool, we're tight. That is undeniable. The game itself, the story mode itself, to be very precise, is where I'm man, I see what you're putting together, but I'm just it's not rocking with me. And I'm the one who's frustrated at the fact that it's not rocking with me again, for every other person who sees it and is like, you know, a sobbing mess before opening up their laptops and booting up or going into Google and searching like beat hentai, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. That makes sense to me. I was just like, people were dogging on the mini games when like the game first came out, and then I'm seeing a resurgence now after like a couple of updates. So they're just like, nothing has changed. The game is still like this, and it's a crazy, you cannot follow the BPM on this Rhythm Heaven mini game type video where I'm like, I can't tell if this is real or people are just making edits and dogpiling on what was probably like a valid criticism, which is now turned into this game sucks because of XYZ.
Oh, that's the annoying part of all this. Like, where I am very much, again, for me, I gave it a 3 because I'm very much like, there are parts that I know are good and are like very solid already about this game. And then there are parts that overall I just really struggle to give any praise because of just how it's like set up. But I also know that that's my own interpretation. You know, with where we're at in 2026 and the internet and how everyone just kind of isn't good at reading anymore, it's definitely a case where, oh, I need to, you know, now just be 100% in favor of this because it's... God, I'm going to say this. The fact that I need to be woke, but also like not in conflict of stuff that is in like the same vector of things. Again, I'm doing a great pitch for the TP shift, but no, like genuinely things that are like cared about and things that are like worth attention are also worth like criticism and are worth time to just like think about what are the things that don't click, even though everything else might. And is that something out of personal taste, or is that something out of like a genuine, you know, fault, so to say?
Mm-hmm.
Like with Skate Story, part of that game, sorry about that. Part of that game is the fact that it is so like finicky at times. Like you will eat shit constantly in Skate Story, and that might be if anything, that is the intention. Because very much like, you know, anytime that anyone has ever ridden a skateboard, you are not immediately good at it. You eat shit constantly, and you learn how to actually, like, move in this new, like, layer of just, like, movement. And I think that's something that the game does super well, that Skate, Tony Hawk, they've never really had to, like, reckon with. Like, you can be bad at those games. You can find difficulty in what they do, but it's never a point of, like, learning how in particular to, like, move in the game itself. The fact that there is a meter specifically to figure out the tightness of your trucks in Skate Story is all I need to know that, like, okay, this is, like, ball knower. This is somebody that is, like, ridden and is, like, actually paying attention to what weight feels like on a board, especially when you have a mix of just doing tricks for the sake of it and like just full on slalom courses, the main two components like of a lot of the levels of Skate Story.
Okay, good to have the sort of feather in the cap of those opinions for sure. It's been a hot minute, you know, since you've been on, and it's just good to have encapsulation. I don't know. Is there anything else quick you want to speak on, or do you want to have one of us take over?
Nothing quick. The thing that I would say is like my next main event. I can definitely wait for the next one. I mean, just today I tried out Denshattack. I'll mention pretty fun, pretty solid. So it is a game where you're sort of like
about this.
So it sets itself up where it's like it's the future. You're in this world where like a lot of people are no longer above ground. Anyone who is kind of just has access to like these fucking like train cars, rail cars, and like your character figures out that there's this whole sport around like people being able to take their trains and like do cool stunts and just like, you know, do flips and shit. It's super like you boot it up on frame one and you can, again, it's, oh, these are some motherfuckers that have like spent time on a forum or have like, you know, still kept up to date with like their Crunchyroll lists. Wink,
Okay.
wink, nudge, nudge. Mm-hmm. But the actual game itself, so every level that you set up with, you hit A to go, and then the rest of the game is you're using the triggers to do a lot of your maneuvering. Anytime you hit a corner, you'll have like a little prompt to drift, which is more of a timer here. So like that is messing me up just a little bit, where with like the amount of racing games I've played, you get very adjusted to like, okay, as soon as I hit this corner, I'm going to just, step on the brake and get my drift going. This one, it's more like time it with the meter, which is fine, but definitely a bit of a difference in just like the actual feel and like what oftentimes you expect out of these games. R2 is a quick jump button. You can honk your horn. There's like a separate honk horn button. And trying to think about what else. Oh, right stick. Anytime that you're in the air, you can just start doing tricks with the right stick. Think straight up like the flick stick from Skate. Not entirely. They have a little move list, which I should check next time, because I think like it's a little bit more limited in movement, but you can just like chain tricks together, and they give you like the first, like, I would say 20 minutes to check out, and it was pretty fun. I gotta say, like, I'm really excited to get my hands on it in full and really see like what else they're planning, especially with the narrative, how they're going about it. It seems super straightforward for what they're doing, but with a concept like you're doing, somebody that was just inspired by the multi-track drifting post, like there is a lot of runway left, and I'm curious to see what that'll look like.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very interesting. Yeah, there's a demo on Steam. That's what you played. Yeah, I am interested to hear more. Yeah, to see how far it can go on this topic and all that. Jackson, do you want to hit us with something? What have you been up to? Because I'm pretty sure I can throw in some convo about one of these things.
Yeah, let's just get into it. Let's talk about Romeo as a dead man.
Yeah, all right.
Overall, just like no spoiler reception of the game and whatnot. What a beautiful story. What a beautiful take on the old Romeo and Juliet story to make it weird and modern, and just integrating all kinds of just like weird twists and turns, and like integrating other pseudo characters into the narrative to kind of push it along and make you question everything that's happening. I have little gripes about the game, which is I wish that they kept the like dodge jump from No More Heroes 3 and put it into Romeo. But I guess the argument can be made that Romeo is a 24-year-old sheriff's deputy who just got recruited by the FBI, and Travis Touchdown by No More Heroes 3 is a 41-year-old sociopath. So he's able to do a lot more. I kind of enjoy how you can just jump into Romeo and it's a closed story. You don't need to play any other title unless you want some context for some of the characters and some of the things they're referencing. But really, like, they introduce you to a lot of characters in that game where if you're seeing them for the first time, it's like, okay, cool, this is my introduction to this character. I don't know anything about them, especially when you walk up to the protagonist of one of like Suda's earliest games and he's like, yeah, man, what's up? yeah, man, what's up? I've been here the whole time. I live here. And just all kinds of weird stuff.
You know, not to like do any crazy spoiler stuff, but yeah, it's like, you know, like Midori Kawa is in there, and she's just kind of like hanging out, and it's like, okay, if you know who she is, cool. If you don't know who she is, she's just talking to you about soccer players. It's like, all right, and it's great. Don't get me wrong, it's really good, but you know, I think they do a good job of it being like, oh hey, we're integrating these characters because that's just something that Grasshopper loves to do, is to reference old stuff, but also you don't have to but you should. But you really should.
The way they go about certain characters being named but not looking at all like they should is very interesting because they introduce the concept of like, yeah, alternate timelines, alternate realities. And it's like, yeah, this character could be a character from Silver Case from a different timeline. And that's why they're here.
Right, yeah.
And that's why they look that's why they look the way they do. That's why they look so pretty and bald and not, you know, like creep the fuck out if you've played Silver Case.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very interesting. The game I'm almost 100% like complete with the game. I'm missing 2 achievements that for some reason are taking me forever to do. But as I'm replaying it, I'm also getting like the No More Heroes effect of like I'm slowly picking up on a lot of themes because they touch on the theme of like bloodlust and justice and the idea of taking another person's life, and the way that Romeo goes about it as opposed to Travis is so fucking funny to me that this 24-year-old is more mature than the 41-year-old in a sense of like this guy is a Confederate. I can kill him. As opposed to Travis going, this guy's trying to fight me. I think I should kill him for the fun of it. And Romeo's like, this guy is a bad guy. He should die.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only that, but throwing out a "you talk too much" shout out, Botchamania. You know, like
you talk too much, fuckhead. You need to stop talking. I'm gonna put you in the dirt. Mm-hmm. Just like all kinds of just random references and shit. And like I was half expecting certain cameos in that game that didn't happen, which I think was the game's saving grace, because I think a lot of people that played Suda games, like a lot of Suda games prior to Romeo as a Dead Man, were expecting certain characters to show up, and when they didn't, it was that like, oh, okay, yeah, no, this is its own thing. This is not this is not like a bridge to what could potentially be No More Heroes 4. This is its own little pocket of, this is a narrative happening in the grander scheme of Suda's wacky US adventure.
So this is, you know, speculation. I can't say anything for certain, but from what I feel like playing this, I think that this is like based on a bunch of the concepts that they cut out of No More Heroes 3, because like in interviews after 3 came out, you know, Suda was like, yeah, we cut like 60 to 70% of the story of No More Heroes 3 because we just didn't have the time, because they, like, Grasshopper and Marvelous got bought by, like, Grasshopper got bought by NetEase and Marvelous got bought by Tencent, I think. So, like, Suda doesn't, the Grasshopper doesn't have the, like, access to No More Heroes anymore. So I think that they took those ideas and then just polished them and made them their own separate thing, because, like, also, you know, in a lot of interviews before No More Heroes 3 came out, Suda was talking about, I want No More Heroes 3 to be like the Avengers Endgame of Kill the Past. Like, I want it to be this big, like, crossover thing. And, like, there's some Kill the Past stuff in 3, but there's nowhere near as much as you would expect for something that he was, you know, talking up so much. So I really think this is, like, the revisiting and the closing of the book on that chapter of being like, yeah, I am able to do this the way that I wanted to. Like, maybe not 100%, because, like, you could tell, like Romeo's a very different character, but, like, that motherfucker is a Travis Touchdown palette swap still, kinda. Like, but like,
I was gonna say,
I don't mean that in like a really mean way, but it's just like he's got like it is like you can superimpose them over each other and they will overlap, but you know, like, Romeo's personality is very different, and I think that's a breath of fresh air in its own way, where it's like, yeah, like I like that that we're having a different take on this sort of character instead of it, because, you know, like of course I fucking love Travis Touchdown, but I do like that we have someone who is, you know, has more a strong sense of justice and more a, you know, also has like a family to bounce off of. Like, again, like, I think that Travis, you know, being on his own and having all the problems with his family is interesting, but it's also like, I like that, you know, Romeo has his whole family backing him up. Like, that's fun. So I want to see where that goes. I am not finished with it. I have finished the Asylum.
Okay.
So I don't know how much longer it is, but I think it's like 2 more, maybe something like that. I mean, you would.
Yeah. No, you're getting to the end. You're almost there.
Okay. I'm in no rush. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just I want to see what happens, but also, I'm enjoying it. Like the combat's fun. It's very similar to No More Heroes 3, except I really like what they've done differently, because in No More Heroes 3 you would have like abilities that you could pop that were tied to, like, Travis had like a power glove basically, and they were just like chips that you would install, and it was one of those things where like I didn't bother messing with it just because there was just so much going on with it, and it wasn't really interesting. But in this game, they have the Bastards, which is way funnier, and it's very similar, but I think they streamlined it a lot better, and it just feels more natural, and it also feels more essential, too. Like, there's a lot of combat encounters that you have where it's like, I need to throw some stuff down or else I'm just screwed. Where what they are is they're like, because you're fighting like basically just a bunch of zombies, the rotters, that are like the standard enemies in this game, and so you find little seeds that you plant in the ground, and then they grow up into your own buddy versions of the rotters, and they're just called the Bastards, and you then can like combine them to make stronger ones, and then over time you're just gonna hit like a fully leveled up bastard that you can bring into, and they have different abilities. Like some of them do damage, some of them have buffs, and some of them are like passive things. It's standard stuff, but it's fun. Like the way that they have integrated it all together makes for a fun experience that I enjoy. Like this isn't like a Devil May Cry, like, you're gonna play through this game 7 times to get like all S ranks or whatever, but it's a fun combat experience that I think builds on what they did in No More Heroes 3 quite a bit, because as much as I was frustrated with No More Heroes 3, like the combat was not anything that I was frustrated with whatsoever in that regard. Like you said though, like there's still like little things here and there that could be better, but I think overall it's very solid and very fun. So
yeah, and again, just like I play a lot of studio games for gameplay and the psychology of characters. So going into Romeo like being just palette swap Travis, but then also considering like he's younger, he has a family, he does not have an otaku mindset, he has an occult mindset. So he's going into these situations not being like, whoa, it's just like my favorite fucking anime. He's going in, he's like, oh my god, this is like the fucking incident back in 1972 in the middle of the Virginia woods. I could be fighting Bigfoot right now. Holy shit. So like that's his whole thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's the voice actor, it's Anthony Del Rio, who has been in like a bunch of stuff that folks would recognize. Like I think like maybe his like breakout role was a Pit in Kid Icarus Uprising. And he's also a Chico in Peace Walker.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it's interesting to like hear him as like a more grown up character for sure, because like he's usually playing like young, like way younger characters, but I think he was also I think one of my friends told me he was also Blue Beetle in Injustice.
That would make sense.
Which makes sense for sure. So yeah, like I think like he definitely, like the voice definitely fits too. And he does a really good job. Like I think all the voice acting has been really good. Like especially, like Benjamin Stargazer Grandpa's like shouts during combat. They get in your head. You'll just hear like "Send in the bastards!" Like that's just it's so funny. Very good game. But yeah, like just like little things where like I do think it's kind of grindy, for your power ups and all that, because they give you like you can like they have like different like areas for you to progress through and search through, but then they also have like procedurally generated little like teleport areas that you go into, and that's where you can grind to get your upgrade stuff. And it's like, I don't hate it because I like the combat, but you have to run through it like a ton of times to get enough to upgrade all your stuff. So
this is going off rail. I figured out a very easy way to get upgrade materials, which is you can just buy them, and if you make really good curry, the curry sells for a lot, and then you can just buy the upgrade material instead of having to go through the dungeons and grind them out. So I just keep making S rank curry, going back and selling them, and then I'll buy the upgrade material, and I have all my weapons fully upgraded, and now I'm just doing I'm doing new game plus runs on the hardest difficulty, trying to get the achievements and doing whatever and get like the rest of the pins and badges and bastards. I'm missing one bastard. I am missing one bastard combination, and I don't know what the fuck it is. And it's pissing me off because I think it's like a level 1 bastard mixed with the highest level bastard to get you something totally different, and I don't have the level 1 seed I need to make it.
I didn't know that there were like combinations that did that. I've been just like combining the same like the same
jobs
ones
and stuff.
Yeah, like I have like 2 or 3 bastards that are like all 100, which is cool, but yeah, I guess if there's like combinations, I gotta start doing that.
I immediately found that out when I combined like an epic with a level 1, and it gave me a new epic that I've never seen, and I was like, wait a second, you can combine jobs this way, and now I have a bastard that comes up, does a salute, and does a falcon punch, and then runs away. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Really good. Okay, all right, I'll mess with that later. Yeah, I gotta hop on that.
There's a lot, and there's like the achievement of like, congratulations, you have made every possible combination of bastard. I'm like, no. I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I do like it a lot so far. Yeah, the only other like complaint that I have too is like is I just thought that the asylum level was slow, and I get what they were trying to do, but I just it didn't really interest me, where it was just like, you're just, they're trying to make it like a survival horror game, and like I didn't think that they made it like very offensive either. Like it was very much like, hey, these establishments took advantage of people, not really just like making fun of it and all that. So that was, whatever. It was more just like you're having to sneak around, and all the stealth was kind of boring, and but the boss is fun. I think that's the most fun boss so far. I can't say that I haven't played all of them yet, but that was my favorite boss fight so far. So.
Oh yeah, no, Fuse Reanimated is up there, especially the soundtrack. The game soundtrack is so good. We could keep going on for this for so long.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we could definitely move on for sure. But yeah, it's great. I'm really happy with how it is. Like I said, I was disappointed with what happened with No More Heroes 3, but I'm back on track. It especially with how this lines up with the things that Suda has said in interviews about No More Heroes 3. Yeah, it does just become very apparent that game was unfinished and rushed out the door because of corporate outsider bullshit that, nobody could really control. So, like I would love for Grasshopper to somehow get the rights to No More Heroes if they want to, but at the same time, I'm glad that they did something that is similar but different enough, and that really has its own flair and isn't just leaning on the past. Like overly leaning on the past, because there's a bunch of cameos in this game, so I'm not gonna say it's completely without it, but I'm fine if they don't make another No More Heroes game. I'll live, because I'm happy that Romeo is here now. So
yeah, Romeo's that bridge. I guess my major gripe with Romeo, and even though they own it, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool, you own it. Them blatantly be like, yeah, we love Rick and Morty, and we base most of what happens in Romeo off Rick and Morty, and I'm like, all right, whatever, man.
Yeah, God, I just remember. I think one of the first public screenshots of No More Heroes 3 was like Suda posing like a Rick figure next to like a TV that had Travis on it, if I remember correctly. Like, yeah, Suda's,
whatever, man.
yeah, like Suda's a fucking dweeb. Whatever. All right.
The sequel to Romeo is gonna have a weird. It's gonna have fucking Zach Hadel in the voice cast.
Well, like in the voice cast of Romeo is the new voice of Rick in the show. So like he's in the game. He has prominent lines. He says shit, and you're like, you hear the way he talks and his voice cadence. You're like, is that? No, that's not. That can't be. And you look it up and you go, nope, it is. That's Rick.
At least they got the current Rick voice, and they didn't have to fuck with another recasting fiasco.
I got one question about our friend Romeo.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He gets to the door. Azrael's there. He gets through that. What's he doing after?
He's calling Juliet and he's crying. He's like, "You need to play this game. It's so good."
Yeah, he's extremely moved. He's not yanking. He's having a very he's feeling extremely touched by the moment. Just it's.
I forget that you made that post because before joining Gamesline, I would send that to people all the fucking time and be like, "This is the perfect characterization of Travis Touchdown I have ever seen." And then like I find out that you made it and I go, okay, I'm working under a fucking genius.
Please, I repeat what I read, you know. This is
Romeo is again, Romeo is more mature. Maverick, you need to play Romeo as a dead man and you'll understand that like the Venn diagram, one side Romeo, one side Travis, and the stuff in the middle that they have in common is gross. Because then you're like, oh, Romeo's such a good guy. And then you get to that middle of that Venn diagram and you go, oh, fuck.
Yeah. But yeah, also like he would sit there and just like, he would be so upset about about what went down with Toriel and Asgore. He'd be like, love has failed.
She's like, what? No, love prevails over all. I should call my dad.
But yes, let's move on. Do we want to start hitting the news that is more difficult?
Yeah, let me start standing up. I'll get ready.
All right.
Bro got up.
I'm standing. Wireless headset. I'm fucking standing. I'm ready.
Jeez, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm looking at all of this and I'm like trying to be like, what do we want to like start off with? Because some of it's just like rough, bad news. Some of it's just like, you know what? Let's ease into it. Let's do the thing that is going to get people mad, or that has gotten people mad, but also will probably not cause full-on disturbance. Pokemon Day is coming up on the 27th of February. And you would expect that they would save big announcements for that, but instead they randomly posted on the eShop that ports of FireRed and LeafGreen are being released on the eShop for $20. Now, these are not Switch Online releases. You know, these aren't included with your membership or anything like that. These are separate releases for $20 of FireRed and LeafGreen that seem to just be straight ports, no frills, no extra stuff. This has caused quite a stir. A lot of people have very strong opinions about this. I don't know if you two have any opinions on this, because I have narrowed down my opinion. I meditated on this for many an hour. How do y'all feel about FireRed and LeafGreen being on the eShop and being $20 a pop?
It's fine. Like, it doesn't bother me in any way. I'm like, I see this as I don't think people understand that the majority of owners of a Switch are children. Like, yeah. So introducing this title, this very influential title, to young children who, if this did not happen, probably would never have stumbled across it, is a good way to do it because, like, I don't know, like, my nephew's fucking 11. He doesn't know how to emulate shit, but he's calling me and asking me questions about it, being like, is this what Pokemon was like? Because I thought Pokemon was like this. And I was like, no, dude. Like, no, this is what my Pokemon was like, which is weird to say, but, like, yeah, no. Like, this is how I used to play Pokemon and enjoy it. And now he's super hyped, being like, oh, this seems more fun. Like, because he was like, he's playing ZA and he's like, I'm not really, like, I don't really like this. And then he looks at FireRed and LeafGreen. He's like, oh, this is cool. I like this. Sure. It's like, yeah, man, sure. Like, let that be a new catalyst for some people. I feel like most of the people that are upset about it need to realize that your time is over. This is not a franchise for you. Like, this was never a franchise for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think a big thing with Pokemon fans is, like, that they... Like, a lot of Pokemon fans are people that just need to move on to other games. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Like, I am the Pokemon fan around here, you know, but
you love fucking catching critters, dog. That's the thing.
Critters.
Not just Pokemon. Anything. That's what got you into Romeo. The bastards were the thing where you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
there's
like,
critters, and I can collect them.
There's critters. Fuck. That is like straight up what happened. I found out that there were critters in that game, and then I bought it.
Jesus. So you were the most diseased being able to, like, speak on this, is what I want to preface.
Yes. I was planning on buying it eventually, but when I heard that there were critters, that was when that fully took me over. Anyway. But yeah, Maverick, do you have a big response before I elaborate?
Battle theme sucks cheeks. I'm going to say it again and again. The fucking, like, shitty sound chip in the part where it's like, I hate it. Every time I've seen a Let's Play in, like, 2007 YouTube, and people are playing FireRed and LeafGreen, I'm like, oh, this is a cool game. I hate to listen to this, though.
The soundtrack
if we
is
are
pretty bad.
In an age where we are talking about the propinquity of remakes, remasters, and demakes, I find it a little hypocritical that FireRed and LeafGreen gets the pass. Because it was only 10 years... And you could get it on your game. You could get a copy of Red from the Circuit City, put it in your Game Boy Advance, and still play it. And because you were a child at that point, you would press L and R to get the widescreen mode, and you'd be like, this is fine for me, because I'm 7 and I have no taste.
There's aspects of FireRed and LeafGreen that are, you know, like Sevi Island stuff and, like, other connections and all that. But, yeah, for sure. Okay, I will elaborate my opinion here, okay? So, yeah, I agree for the most part where it's like, yeah, this is for, you know, younger folks and for people who, like, yeah, there's two groups of people that this is for. Younger people who don't know what the hell emulation is and aren't going to learn for a while, and the power user. This release is also for the people who want to be able to go, I got this shiny from FireRed and LeafGreen, and it has the ribbon from FireRed and LeafGreen that says that it's from that, and I transferred it up, and, you know, all that stuff. These are the people that this is for. If you just want to run through FireRed and LeafGreen, if you just have the urge to play through this game, you know what to do. Don't worry about it. Just do that. It's fine. I will say someone in the chat here, Blankhaj, did point out that, so when this listing went up, it did say that it was going to have a home integration, that you were going to be able to transfer your Pokemon from this to Pokemon Home. And then they did update the listing to remove that. I'm not worried about that. I am not worried about that. I think that is just, like, they have done stuff like that previously, where they've dragged their feet about having the home integration. I think this is, like, literally the reason why this is a separate release is because of the home integration. Like, I think that, you know, they know that people want to take their Pokemon from this to other games, and there may have been some sort of, you know, I mean, of course, like, there's other reasons which are, you know, because they can get $20 out of people. You know, of course. But I think a big reason is that they wanted to make it so that is the case, but because who the hell knows when they're going to add that? they probably just didn't want that to be on the listing, so that way people weren't constantly bugging them about it. Because, like, ZA doesn't have home integration yet. And, I mean, it's not as big of a deal because there's not any games to transfer ZA Pokemon to yet. But the boxes are really small in that game, so... And it's really easy to get shinies, so, people need places to put their stuff, so they need to add home integration to that. And yeah, they need to do home integration for FireRed and LeafGreen, absolutely. I will say the big problem that they did confirm isn't going to be in there is that it doesn't have online connectivity for battles and trades, which is a huge bummer. You know, like I do wish that they had that. There might be some sort of technological thing that kept them from doing it, but it would be really cool if you could just trade and battle over the internet. But also, if you want to do Gen 3, you know, FireRed LeafGreen battles, like, you know, Pokemon Showdown exists too, and you can fuck with that a lot easier. And trading, it's like, I mean, once they do home integration, I'm sure that you can trade stuff. You know, you would just have to trade it to Gen 10 probably, and then just trade it from there or whatever. So, I mean, there's ways to do it, but, you know, I would prefer that it was just a one and done thing where you could just do whatever. Because, yeah, there is local trading, apparently, but not online stuff. So you're gonna have to find, like, if you want to have a Gengar or a Golem or whatever, you're gonna have to find somebody, which is annoying. But
I mean, it wasn't. I thought one of the things that was in the market listing was like you could do not internet, but like wireless. So like if you're in the same vicinity as a person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
fine.
what they have. Yeah, that's what they have. It's just not online. Which again, like, I think they should have, but maybe there's some technical thing. I don't know. Blank Hush here saying, you mentioning the power user demographic did make me realize this could mean they're preparing to pull Pokemon Bank support, which is the 3DS thing. I mean, they haven't said anything about that. I don't know. I mean, they might do that eventually, but I mean, we are at the point where you can get every Pokemon on a Switch game now. Like, you could, like, there's nothing that's blocked off, I'm pretty sure. Because I think it was just like the Elemental Monkeys and Furfrou, and those are both in ZA. So I'm pretty sure you can get everything from the Switch games, but I mean, I think there's some, like, a couple of things that are, like, you know, like, oh, you probably can't get, like, the Pikachu color Pichu from Heart Gold and Soul Silver and stuff, but, you know, I would say, you know, at some point, yeah, they'll shut that down, but I think, you know, the people that care about that are gonna be able to do that before they announce the announcement and shut it down, so we'll see. But yeah, I think this release is just, like, if this release is not for you, then just don't do it. Like, that, and I know that's an easy response. I know that's, like, you know, that could be used to make excuses for shitty business practices and all that. But really, my big response to this is just, like, I don't think everyone should be buying this. Like, I think this is 100% just if you don't know how emulation works, or if you're someone who cares about, like, ribbons and stuff, then you should get it. And if you're not, you probably have already, you know, you don't need to worry about it. Like, you've already downloaded whatever ROM, you know, it's fine. And I mean, hell, there's really good ROM packs out there that you should absolutely check out that are built on FireRed and LeafGreen. So, you know, even if you're not just full on stealing the game, if you know, ROM hacks are really cool. You should check that out.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Was the reception as bad? I don't think it was, but wasn't there a negative reception when they did the re-releases of, like, Red, Blue, and Yellow on 3DS and people were getting a little pissy?
Not really, but that was at the point where they were still doing, like, single releases for Virtual Console. Like, a big reason why people are upset is because this isn't on Switch Online. Like, they think that this should just be included on the Switch Online. Which, again, yeah, like, I get, But if it is like very specifically like a technical thing where it's like, yeah, we couldn't do that if we wanted to have home integration, then I get that.
Yeah.
But also, they're apparently still going to do Coliseum and XD, and I would have liked to have home integration for those games, but that's because, you know, you get a special ribbon for having a Purify Shadow Pokemon. And that's like literally the only reason why you would want that. Because I think there were like exclusive moves at some point, but I think a lot of those moves are just standard now. But, you know, it's power user stuff where it's like, I'm sure they like weighed the options where it's like, yeah, like more people will want to transfer their stuff from FireRed and LeafGreen than from Coliseum and XD. So we'll put in the effort for FireRed and LeafGreen, and then for Coliseum and XD, it's just like, you're just gonna have to, those guys are just gonna stay on there, who fucking cares, like, yeah, which makes sense, because, yeah, like, the people that are gonna run through Coliseum and XD for their fucking ribbons, the kind of people that are doing that are already doing that, and then they're transferring their stuff up from those games up to, like, Black and White, up to the 3DS, like, they're doing it already, so I'm sure they've weighed their options, it's whatever, but, you know, I of course would love for them to put in the effort. I think they should, but we're talking about a business, and they're gonna do business
whatever
shit
they want. Yeah. What the hell are they gonna announce on Friday then, if anything?
I mean, I think it's pretty easy to say that they're going to detail Pokemon Champions. I don't know when that's going to come out, but I think they'll absolutely talk about what that is. And I would bet my bottom dollar that they're going to announce Gen 10.
Gen 10, or in my very clouded and coping mind, I'm like, new mystery dungeon, new Pokemon mystery dungeon game.
I would love for that. I mean, I am still really surprised that they, you know, like, I get that they did that, like, remake of the original Mystery Dungeon, but the fact that they haven't done a remake of Explorers of Sky, when that's the one that everyone fucking loves, you know, that's a little wild to me that they haven't done that yet. But
Monster Hunter Stories is right there for you to rip off. Monster Hunter Stories is based off of Pokemon. Take Monster Hunter Stories and make it a mystery dungeon game where you have your rescue team of 4 or 5 Pokemon, and you're doing like turn-based RPG battles instead of like the top-down like TTRPG style dungeon crawler. Like, change it up a little bit. Make mystery dungeon do like a turn-based thing.
While I agree that would be cool, you know, mystery dungeon is that very specific, like Sharon the Wanderer kind of thing, that I think that would piss off a lot of people if it was too different. But I would not be upset if they did that. I think your idea is sound.
Hire me, Nintendo.
Yes. I would love that, you know, I like, but this is one of those things where, like, I don't know what to expect beyond those two things. It's like, yeah, they're going to talk about Champions, and then they're absolutely going to announce Gen 10. Like, that is what I would bet on, because, like, a bunch of stuff is leaked already for that, and I'm not going to go too into that, just because I don't want to get in trouble. But, yeah, they'll announce that I would bet money on that, for sure.
They made Pikachu real.
I mean, they made Pikachu fat again. So like they're listening a little bit. So maybe Pikachu will walk out on stage. He'll be real. He'll be fat, and he'll go Pika, and then walk off stage. That's it.
And we'll all clap.
And everybody stood up and clapped.
We need a new invasive species. He is everywhere.
We've released this into the wild. We haven't tested anything about this. This is just happening. Goodbye, everyone.
Guys, we at Pokemon know how much you love our series, so we have partnered with Niantic to make a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon app where you walk around and you recruit other Pokemon for your rescue team or go on rescue missions, all the Pokemon Go style.
Oh, it is like the 10-year anniversary of Pokemon Go, isn't it?
Yup. Yomp, dude.
And they did Pokemon Go for the 20th anniversary of Pokemon. Huh, I didn't put that together. I mean, that makes sense. But yeah. Okay. But yes, my response to this is just I am normal about it. I'll probably get it eventually, this port, but also Resident Evil 9 is coming out on the same day. So I want to play that.
I'm already locked in for that one. I could wait on Pokemon for the rest of my life. I dropped off at Scarlet and Violet, so I think I'm fine.
If this was the choice between Resident Evil and like Gen 10, sure. Or maybe even like if they were porting a Pokemon game that I cared more about, maybe. But it's FireRed and LeafGreen. Those games are eh. Like Maverick said, the soundtrack is fucking horrible. Like, that's not a good soundtrack. Except for the Champion theme. It is so funny that, like, all the rest of those remixes are not great, but that version of the Champion theme is, like, the best version of that song, still. So, I don't know. They put their whole pussy into that one, and the rest of it was just like, whatever, who cares?
We're releasing the second screen peripheral for the Switch 2 to play all the DS and 3DS Pokemon games.
There are so many people that keep saying, "Oh, they're totally gonna do that," and I'm like, dude, they're like a fucking like. I can't imagine that.
They had their chance. They had their chance. It was called the Wii U.
And I mean, they did that. They put out DS games on there, but I don't know.
Pokemon Ranger is coming back in a big way, where you gotta scratch the shit out of your protective coating on your Switch 2.
Yeah.
Get ready for Pokemon Troze 2.
Oh wait, no, they could totally do Pokemon Ranger with the Switch 2 because of the fucking mouse controls.
That would actually be really fun. We got to do it. And also, again, in the chat here, why not Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald? I'm going to guess they'll do it eventually. I think they're just doing FireRed and LeafGreen because it's
Gen 1.
It's the anniversary. Yeah, it's Gen 1 if it's the anniversary. And
that's the biggest thing.
Red and Blue again.
Like, it's very unk-coded of a 30-year anniversary. Dog, we got 1,000 of these motherfuckers. You got to be given a little bit of love, like, across the board.
Well, that's the problem. There's too many of them, and everybody has a favorite. So you can't really, like, differentiate and be like,
everyone
hey,
has a
we're going to focus in on with this.
I liked the Super Bowl commercial where there was just that kid that's like, oh, yeah, I fuck with Zygarde.
Yeah.
Everybody has a favorite, and sometimes they're wrong. But like, I'm not gonna tell them that to their face. I'm not gonna go up to the kid that's like, "Yeah, my favorite Pokemon of all time is is fucking Moltres," and I'm like, "All right, whatever."
You're not fucking with the kid who just really loves Inkay?
No, fuck no. They're gonna be a competitive Pokemon player one day.
Yeah, I mean, especially just with the current, like, market, too, and, like, and I fucking hate the scalpers and all that, but also, like, if you want to make the most money, you're gonna do Kanto shit still, because those people are the ones that spend the most money, and they're still flipping out over Charizard cards. So, you know, I don't... in a more just world, these people would not be in society at all. But okay, let's see here. All right, yeah, we're getting into the nitty gritty here. Yeah, let's just jump into this here. We'll start off with Sony here. You know, we did a Nintendo story. Let's do a Sony story. PlayStation has shut down Bluepoint Games, which is the team that did a lot of remasters and remakes in the past. They did those Metal Gear Solid HD ports back in the day. If you remember the like 360 and PS3 versions of 2, 3, and Peace Walker, that was them. More recently, they did work on those remakes of Shadow of the Colossus and Demon Souls, which people have opinions on, and I absolutely understand those opinions for sure. But those games still sold really well. And all of a sudden, they were... now, there's been some new reporting about this. They asked to be on the God of War live service game, apparently. But that got shut down early last year, and after that, they were just kind of sitting on their hands until Sony's just said, out of here. And they were pitching things the past year, trying to do... they weren't sitting on their hands, excuse me. They were pitching things, they were trying to get another project, but seems like Sony was just like, nah. Which is crazy, that they had a company that was able to very consistently make very high fidelity remakes that, say what you will, they were pretty. And people like pretty games these days. It's very much one of those, they bought Bluepoint and then just didn't do anything with them.
Well, it's astonishing because if they were willing to do the God of War live service game, why not throw them on, I don't know, the God of War remake trilogy that Santa Monica is pushing and have a bigger team help you out, especially a team that makes such high fidelity games.
Yeah, when that was announced, like a week ago, or the 2 weeks ago, however long it was, everyone is saying, like, oh, is Bluepoint working on this? They should say if Bluepoint's working on this, because Bluepoint is probably working on this. And then it's like, oh, that's why Bluepoint isn't working on this, because they got shut down. Okay.
They got completely shuttered. And it's like, I like the way that God of War 2018 and Ragnarok look. I don't want the 1, 2, and 3 to look like 2018 and Ragnarok. I don't want hyper realism God of War games. I want like the PS2, PS3 aesthetic of like like Greece falling in the Fall of Sparta and like the red flames and like the bright reds and blues and stuff. And I don't think we're really gonna get that with Santa Monica doing this. Like Bluepoint would have been perfect to replicate a modern PS2, PS3 title.
Yeah, absolutely. Because again, like, say what you will about the like actual quality of those games, like overall, but the look of the Shadow of the Colossus and Demon Souls remake was what I would expect a remake of those games to look like, for better or for worse. And yeah, I don't think Santa Monica would live up to expectations for what those games would look like. The first 3 God of War games would look like in that regard. So, yeah. It's strange, but it's also just like, oh, of course, this is how it's happening. It's fucking the games industry. Everything's falling apart, as usual. Yay. And speaking of all this stuff falling apart, we've gone from Nintendo to Sony to Microsoft. Phil Spencer's out. He retired. He is officially out of Microsoft. It's effective on Monday. And not only that, but his quote-unquote heir apparent, Sarah Bond, who was the president of Xbox, resigned at the same time. And it's been reported by Greg Miller on Kinda Funny that this was not something that was in the books for a while. This was unexpected, apparently. So either Phil Spencer very suddenly decided to retire, or maybe he was pressured to retire very suddenly. We don't know. But he's been, there for ages. Since like the middle of the Xbox One, and Phil Spencer is a very strange figurehead for Xbox, because it's hard to say how much of the more current issues that they've been having are on his shoulder. Like, how much of it is on his shoulders? Like, of course, he was the CEO, he was in charge, so there is blame there. But it's crazy that, just the way that Microsoft is, the fact that we can't just be like, oh, 100% he made bad calls. Like, how much of it is him and how much of it is just Microsoft being fucking insane, especially now with all the AI shit? Like that's just crazy, you know, like not being able to just be like, yeah, he was a dumbass. You know, like, how much of this was just outside pressure? Because, like, under his tenure, they brought in Game Pass, and they started to correct the ship from the Xbox One, like that complete and total disaster that the Xbox One, reveal and the early times was, and they course-corrected pretty heavily, I would say. It wasn't perfect, absolutely not. Like, Xbox was absolutely still, like, the third in the big three. Xbox was number 3, but it went from, like, oh, they're done for, to, like, okay, yeah, they're still around, and they have things going for them, and now, no, it's like, they're, yeah, so these folks are out, and they are being replaced by Asha Sharma, who is currently the president of Microsoft's Core AI product. And she came out and had a little, like, you know, statement, and one of the things she said was like, oh, we're gonna try our best to not have AI slop in Xbox. We want it to be made by humans. And I'm just like, lady, I don't believe you for a fucking second. You're full of shit. No, you are lying. And then afterwards, people found out that she's also a fucking natalist.
What?
There's she had a presentation where she talked about how she thinks that AI can make fertility rates better.
Okay, so the boat is sinking. Your major players, your captains and your lieutenants are jumping ship. How do we fix the hole in the ship? Let's get the person who is banging holes in the ship with hammers to patch the holes. What?
Yes.
I don't... As someone who worked at Microsoft, I'm not surprised by this, but at the same time, why isn't anybody fucking saying anything in the company? Is it just because of how much money they've invested at this point? And, like, if they pull out, it's like, we're going to have to take probably like a fucking 10 to 11 digit ding in our budget. Like,
yes, that's what I would think.
This is a build-up. This is the build-up because it's just like Halo Studio being like, the next Halo game is being totally completed with generative AI in order to bring you the best experience possible as soon as possible. Da-da-da-da-da. And then, like, backing out, being like, yeah, we really aren't caring about other IPs that we own. We're kind of focusing in on, like, the major ones that make us the most amount of money. Like, we're doing the Halos where we gave Gears of War away to other companies because we're like, Gears of War, whatever, who cares? We'll give Forza to Sony probably, and they can have Gran Turismo and Forza for all we fucking care. We'll dial back in on Halo and Call of Duty and whatnot, and then you ask about, like, what about that Beyond Good and Evil sequel? And they go, the what?
Huh? Yeah, like, because it was, you know, like, I don't know any of these people that well, but it's one of those things where, like, it's apparent where things are going in this regard, because, like, Phil Spencer was at Microsoft for, like, 30-something years and has been in charge of Xbox since 2014. Sarah Bond has been there since, let's see here, I think 2017, and rose up, you know, from, like, their biz dev VP, which, again, like, these people are suits. I'm not saying, like, these are, you know, oh man, so great, but, like, compared to their new CEO, who joined up in 2024 and used to work for Instacart and was on the board for Home Depot. So it's like, we're going from people who have been in charge of tech and gaming things for a good while to someone who is just being handed this role because Microsoft thinks that they can make infinite money off of AI, and they want to throw this person a bone because they are like, well, here you made us all this money with this AI stuff. Why don't you make our consoles better? And it's like, no, the reason why your consoles are failing is because you're overcharging for Game Pass and you're alienating your consumers by not releasing any like new games because things are getting canceled because you're putting all your money into AI, and then you're trying to lower funding from all of that. You know, you're trying to make up the funding, so you're shutting down a bunch of studios that you bought, and people are continuing to want to protest and boycott you because you're still, using your AI shit to work with Israel. And like, there's just all these like levels and levels and levels of things where it's just like, you would be fine if you just stopped pumping the bubble bigger and bigger. And it's just like, yeah, no, so really at the end of the day, all I can really say is, a goodbye to Xbox in like 5 years. That's all I can. That's all I can say is that, yeah, they're gonna launch their next console, and it's gonna flop, and that's gonna be it. That's all I can think. That we're done. We're done here.
Yeah, we're the boat is fully sunk. Was Cortana wasn't in, because they integrated, like, they had like a helper program in Windows that they named Cortana. That wasn't like purely AI. I think it was just like a fancy search optimization helper thing, not like,
it was just like
shitty Copilot. Yeah. So like,
it was just Siri.
I feel like they're gonna rebrand Copilot back into Cortana and put it on their new console, and that's how they're gonna try to like get people where it's like, you have your own Cortana. Like, you talk into the microphone and the controller, and it does things for you.
Yeah,
it also collects your data.
Nobody's gonna care.
It's gonna collect your data. We're giving you a brand new 4K 120 FPS Connect with the new Xbox console, and it's gonna be smaller. It's gonna be like a webcam size. You can put it on top of your TV or whatever. It's gonna scan your face and send that data to whatever government pays us the most amount of money.
Yeah,
but Connectimals 2 will be fun.
Milo is going to be 37.
Yes, dude, Milo, bring him back.
I mean, the Kinect was Project Natal. It was all in the prophecy. Project Natal leads to Xbox being the official console of natalism. It's time.
Oh man, I don't know. This is just a weird time to be like loving games and whatnot, just because I grew up on Xbox and PlayStation and stuff, and now it's like I don't have games for my PlayStation and I don't want to touch my Xbox. Steam Machine better fucking come out soon. I need that shit yesterday.
Yeah, but that's just gonna be like $1,500 because of the friggin' RAM prices. So
I'll sell my PS5.
Yay.
I'll sell the PS5. I'll get the Steam Machine and the Steam frame, and I'll sit in my living room and play Hades 2 while totally vertical on my couch.
Yeah. God. It's rough right now. It's really rough right now, and I can only hope that things improve soon, and I don't know. We'll see. We can get into more of the crazy shit. I think what we should just do is just get all the news done, and then we can talk about other game stuff, just so we can kind of end on a nice note. This one isn't like a rough one. This is just stupid. So Highguard, speaking of things that are on the way out, Highguard, they fired a shit ton of people from the studio after the game didn't make $1 quadrillion overnight. And then after that, it turns out that they were lying about being fully self-funded and fully like published and all that, because apparently Tencent gave them a ton of money, and that is how they funded the game. So there you go.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank you for hyping up and putting this game so far up on a pedestal, and also taking the Tencent check for your Game Award show and whatnot. It was great. Thank you so much for highlighting this as an end cap to your biggest presentation of the year.
It's a bad move.
I couldn't even play it. It wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. You can't even install it. Because there's like 5 layers of like cybersecurity patched in with the game, and if you don't accept one of them, all of them fail.
Yeah,
I'm getting angry. Go on. I'm pacing.
We're heating up.
We're heating up. I don't really have a big opinion on it. I don't know Jeff's goals. I'm sure he gets paid for stuff, and I think he did say that he didn't accept payment for Highguard, or at least from them. I don't know. Who fucking knows? Because I also know that Jeff is always obsessed with highlighting the underdog and comeback stories and stuff. Because this was supposed to be it's the people who made Titanfall and they're back doing something new. And so I think that's a big reason why he did that the way that he did. Because the year before was Okami too, being oh hey, Kamiya's working on Okami too. He's back. He loves to have a they're back story. So I think that's a big part of it for him. And I think I think people need to realize that Jeff Keighley is just I do think that he has done a good amount of bad stuff, but I think people attribute a lot of malice to him that I think is more just I don't know if I want to say stupidity, but just he's very naive. He is extremely naive. He is one of those people that just thinks if we have fun and come together and talk about all the nice things, that will solve everything. I think that is his major thing, because that's why he doesn't bring up all the bad stuff that happens at the Game Awards and all that. That's why he's not constantly bringing indie devs on and being oh hey, we're gonna we're gonna talk about your game that is about how awful the world is, because he doesn't want to be a bummer. And it's you kind of have to be if you want to be realistic about the way that the world is and the way that this industry is. So I just think he's very naive, and I think he's just trying too hard to be posy. I think that's the real thing with Jeff Keighley, is that he's just a very naive person.
I don't know why the first thing I thought of, I attributed Jeff to, it's lockdown. Jeff's on the Zoom call making everybody sing the song. He's everybody needs to sing and live in perfect harmony. Yes. We can't do this to each other, and just ignoring all the bad shit when it's I don't know, man.
That is the kind of person that he is.
Yeah, maybe if you took your platforms and highlighted some of the stuff, then maybe I would be on better terms with him. But I also know his work from G4 and whatnot, where I'm you kind of boistered and shit talked a lot of games just for the fun of it, and now you have a platform where you want to do nothing but kind of highlight video games. So I'm is it your guilt? Is this guilt seeping in, and now you're just kind of in a weird position where the industry has rapidly changed and you don't want to be that guy anymore?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I do think that he cares about games. I don't think that he would be still doing all this stuff if he didn't care, because he's kind of a nepo baby, he got a bunch of money from his parents, because they are his father passed away, but his parents were high up with IMAX. I think they're one of the founders of IMAX's company, or at the very least they were always high up executives there. And so the fact that he was just I'm going to take this money and I'm going to use it to further the the artistry of video games. It's like, that's a noble venture. And like, you know, a lot of the like earlier stuff that like, you know, a lot of the like reporting that he did back in the day, it's really good. Like if you look at like his like, you know, like the final hours for Half-Life and like Portal and all that, and like a bunch of the other things that he's written, it's really good. But I fully think that he's just at the point where he's very naive and he's trying to be too posy, and he's also just, you know, he is so corporate, and like I don't think that I don't think he's doing it in like a malicious way, but he's like, wow, I get to work with all these big companies and we get to make video games better and we're all happy, and like I think it's like the naivety thing where it's just like he's just being like, oh, we get to show the new game from this big company? That's so great. I bet everyone's going to be really happy about it. And it's like,
Jeff, I need food. Like, I need money for food. And I cannot afford my money for food if you give me a $70 video game to look at.
Exactly. It's just like he's, you know, it's like he's like the person presenting everything, but right behind him, like it's the horrors of society is like right behind him, you know, and he doesn't like, I'm you know, again, he knows, but again, he just wants to be like, if we're positive enough, maybe things will get better. And it's like, no, that's not how that works, man. I'm sorry.
I mean, I can appreciate that approach, I guess, but at the same time, I'm kind of tired of him constantly trying to do that. You know, just it wears down on a person when, like, my goal in life was to break into this industry, and now it is increasingly harder and harder for someone like me to get into the industry, and it's just, I'm not mad at Jeff. I am mad at the industry as a whole, and the fact that Jeff is trying to do something positive, I think, just irks me. It's just like, why do you get to be happy, you son of a bitch? When it's like, I can't be mad at you, man. You get to hang out with Miss Piggy and I don't. That's probably also why I'm mad at you. You get to hang out with Miss Piggy all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, I don't hate Jeff Keighley. I think he's just like he's a symptom rather than like, I think a lot of people attribute like his participation as a big reason why things are bad. And it's like, no, he's just like, He's a symptom of it. Like the way that the Game Awards are and the way that all the presentations are is a symptom of how gaming as an industry is. Like, again, when people were talking like about how mad they are about the Game Awards and like just being like, oh, there's all the trailers and stuff. Like I just sat there and I was just kind of like, the only reason why that like other big awards like the fucking Grammys or the Oscars aren't exactly like that is just because they were, you know, like they have foundation from many, many years ago where that wouldn't fly. Like games are just such a new medium that, yeah, they're going to show trailers and shit because that's absolutely like, are you telling me that if the Oscars launched like 15 years ago that they wouldn't be, you know, having trailers for Avengers Doomsday during the Oscars, you know, like, of course they would be doing that. It's just, they just don't because the Oscars are 100 something years old. So that's why. But also, like, people just need to give representation and give attention to the other shows. Because, like, DICE, like, just happened, you know? Not as many people are watching DICE. But that's also because they're not announcing stuff at DICE. But also, like, you know, the Oscars aren't anywhere near as popular as they were. Because... But I'm sure if they were like, we're going to show the exclusive trailer for... you know, the new Jurassic Park movie, that would probably get them way more attention these days. So it's that's just how things are right now. And it's not good, but I think people kind of have to just look at the way that society is right now and just be like, yeah, if you care about video game award shows, they exist. You can watch DICE. You know, you can
so many.
You know.
There's so many shows. You got the Day of the Devs. You got the Indie Game Showcase. You got the Cozy Games, whatever.
GDC,
GDC, yeah. Like there's so many, and I'm like it. And people complaining about trailers. I'm like, that's kind of just part of gaming culture at this point. Is when you're presenting something or doing anything related to games, you want to show off the next big thing because it builds around hype of like, we're showing this thing now, it could potentially be here next year.
Yeah.
Like that's how it works, at least in games. Like for Oscars, I think it'd be a little odd where it's like, yeah, we're going to show this movie. And everyone's like, okay. Like it might show up, but there's so many movies that release that are so harshly judged that cool. I saw a trailer for a film that I'm probably not ever going to see again, as opposed to a game where everybody always has a favorite game. Everybody always has a favorite Pokemon. You will always hear about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't even remember what we were originally like talking about per se. We were just talking shit about Jeff Keighley. Oh yeah, it was the Highguard stuff. That's what it was.
Highguard. We went on a tangent. This is what happens when I'm on these episodes.
You know what?
No, this is emblematic of what Highguard is. Rather than talk about the game Highguard, we talk about Jeff Keighley.
I mean, the thing is that we don't have anything to say about Highguard, because who fucking cares about Highguard? Like, I don't know. It's just like...
next news.
Yeah, next thing. Okay, here we go.
I'm standing.
All right, here. I think we've we'll hit it finally. Evo, the big fighting game tournament that everyone loves. Well, folks, it's for all intents and purposes donezo, because Evo has been fully purchased by the RTS group, which is, as you know, the big old Saudi Arabian group that is run by the Qiddiya City government and all that. So that is, Sony is completely out of Evo. It is just them. RTS owns everything in regards to Evo. Yeah.
I'm revving up. I'm revving it up.
It's not good.
They couldn't have waited, like, just a couple of months or a couple of weeks, at least, until after the Evo Awards.
Like, no, because they probably want it to... They think it's positive. They think, yes, people like this. Good.
Well, it's like, I don't want our mutual to get caught up in this now. That sucks.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it out there that most FGC players are not that immersed in global politics. So to them, they're just like, oh yeah, new ownership. Okay, Evo has more money. When it's like, the money you are spending at Evo is now going towards a military regime. I don't know how to put it. Like I made a shit ton of Blue Sky posts about this. I went on a whole tangent where it's just, man, my bucket list thing I can no longer ethically participate in, because I know exactly where that money's going to go. I know exactly what's going to happen. But on the bright side, it motivates me to go to my locals in any other fighting game type tournament or convention. I can go to fucking... I was telling Maverick this. I'm like, fuck it. We're going to Illinois. We're going to Combo Breaker. We're going to Frosty.
Yeah, go to Combo Breaker or Frosties. Yeah.
It's like... the idea of a government using a fighting game, one of the major global fighting game tournaments, in order to esports wash any sort of bad faith or any sort of crimes they have committed, is appalling to me. I was appalled. Like, it should have raised a red flag when they first started buying stock in SNK, and now they own the majority of SNK. They own total control of SNK, and now they own total control over Evo. So now they have a say of who can and can't show up. Now they have a say of, like, on top of, like, what companies can come and show their games and what they need to pay to show them off. They now are going to restrict certain players from coming to Evo. And Evo being the major gateway into a lot of other pro tours, like Capcom Cup and Tekken Pro Tour and stuff like that, you are chopping the competitive scene at the fucking knees. Because you got major players coming out of the woodwork, like Maximilian Sajam being like, I am no longer going to Evo. I am no longer like interested in Evo. Like I don't want to be part of that. And then you have other people that I don't know what their intentions are. They might just be pulling a Jeff Keighley, and they might just be a little naive of like Justin Wong going to Saudi Arabia and filming vlogs and be like, oh my God, this country's so great. I can't wait for Evo. And it's just... I don't know. It's bread and circuses. It's you're distracting the masses from what your real intentions are, and like if you follow the pipeline, you follow the money. It's like, oh, the RTS is owned by the big tourism city that is being made in Saudi Arabia, which is owned by the Saudi government, which is a shadow shell company of the Saudi crown prince. Like, it all leads back to the one guy who is running the regime. Like, there's nothing. Before I continue, I will say I'm very happy with my life. I have no intention of ending my life. I like what I am doing. So if you don't hear from me, it wasn't my own doing. like even though like the bit of like I am happy and I'm fine, I'm saying this now just because I don't know. This feels like a slow death into the FGC for right now. Like, this is a major wound that's going to take a lot to heal and a lot to fix. But you've killed a lot of trust. You've killed a lot of interest. Like, I don't want to go to Evo anymore. My last year was 2025. I said it was the best, like, decent Evo to end on, and I had Maverick at my house, and we drank cold ones and ate Korean fried wings and watched Evo together. Like, it was fun.
Hell yeah!
That's my last memory of Evo, is hanging out with Maverick in person, and that's fine with me. If I don't need to go, I don't need to give them my money, and like. It just sucks. It just sucks that it keeps bleeding over into all these different aspects of video games. It doesn't make any sense to me for them to be involved at all. Like, they're just hijacking something I'm passionate about.
I mean, the sad part is that it's like, you know, we don't have like 110% confirmation, but like from what we can tell, like a big reason why is because the Crown Prince is just into fighting games. Like, he's doing this because he likes it. And I mean, he's also using it as a tool to, you know, control and to, you know, sports wash things. But it's just like, yeah, I'm doing it because I like fighting games. And it's like, dude, we don't want you here. You're a monster. You're, you know, your country is enslaving people. And, you know, and also it's one of those things where, like, I've also seen people be like, you know, like, as an American, you know, can you really talk about this and, you know, like, and say that? But it's just like, I'd feel the same, like, you know, there's like all these things where it's like, you know, like Trump's kids are like, you know, finance or like trying to buy up things and shit. And it's like, yeah, I'm against that too. Like, I don't think that should happen. And, you know, that there should be there should be laws against that kind of stuff. And B, also it's just like, yeah, it's just like, we shouldn't have governments controlling enterprises like that, because it just adds to the control of society in general. You know, like entertainment and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also like, I find it very narrow-minded of people to be like, why are you as an American questioning this? Where it's like, fighting games aren't, like, there's no set nation or country dedicated to any kind of video game genre. It is a global thing. Anybody from anywhere can enjoy this, and that's what I think is so awesome about so many different communities related to video games. It is just, now you have a very specific group of people with a very specific mindset and specific biases that are now in charge of something that is meant for everybody. They are now going to put rules and restrictions about what players from what countries are allowed to participate. Like I said, what companies are allowed to show what they want to show. And it's going to steamroll. And I know for sure now that there's going to be a massive push for SNK at EVO, because it's also his company. So he's going to push more for Fatal Fury, like City of the Wolves, to be shown off more, and for it to be a main stage game over anything else. So like,
even though that game has kind of run its course, you know.
Yeah, and like it launched tainted. We had we had real life people on that roster that tainted that game, and now we're getting for some reason, what people think might revive the game of, we're doing a Street Fighter 6 collab and we're bringing in mechanics from 6 and characters and whatnot. It's going to be so fun and cool, when it's like, I'm just going to go play 6. I don't need to play Fatal Fury. Terry and Mai are in 6 as guest characters. I don't need to fucking I don't need to do Drive Rush Impact in a Fatal Fury game. I I want to be able to have my freedom of choice and enjoy my community in a safe space, not worry that me now being vocal about this and I end up going to an Evo, that my name is going to be on a list, and if they see me show up to Evo, that they're going to put me in a room the entire convention.
Yeah. And, like, fighting games has become a pretty progressive place in general. Like, and yeah, if, like, folks that, like, there's a lot of, like, LGBTQ folks playing fighting games, and they're not going to be able to be themselves if they are involved with this stuff. They're going to be censored or forced to, cover up things, or just get kicked out, or, yeah, like you said, put in a room or something. It's just like, it's not right. It's just going to be a bunch of people kissing ass instead of what it should be, which is everyone together having fun and, playing games and being themselves.
I'm thinking this year might be the last year for Guilty Gear, especially at Evo, with how progressive Guilty Gear is as a fighting game.
Yeah.
Like, we're not seeing anything from ArcSys at Evo after this. And even then, like, ArcSys is pulling some shenanigans, if we want to use that as a fucking segue to anything else, because I can also talk about this forever.
Yeah. Because it's just, yeah. Yeah, okay, we can move on from that if you're done. I don't want to cut you off. If there's anything else
I need
you
to
want
stop. It's not that you're cutting me off. I need to stop before I get in trouble.
Okay. That's understandable. So yeah, speaking of Arc System Works, if we're gonna talk about something else that's very frustrating. They announced a new game called Donatal.
Let's see this.
Donutal. Donatal. I don't know. It is a game where you are playing as basically a border agent for Earth, where aliens are trying to enter Earth, and you have to screen them to make sure that they're not terrorists. And also some of the art in the game is AI generated.
Okay, then maybe ArcSys will show up at a new Evo. And after learning that, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
It's like, it's one of those things where I kind of understand where, like, the idea for this came from, because there's like, it's like Papers, Please, and there's like also that game that came out recently where you're like scanning people for like the zombie illness or whatever. That's pretty popular. But especially right now, it's not a good look.
No.
It wouldn't be a good look at any time.
No.
But especially not right now.
Especially not right now. It's very odd that they announced this after the backlash that Cygames got for being like, yeah, we're making an AI game division. And everybody was like, oh, I'm no longer spending money on Horse Game. And Cy was like, wait, we're sorry. We're so sorry. we didn't mean it. Wait.
Yeah, I did see that they, like, got a bunch of pushback from some of the ArcSys, like, creators, and they said, I think they basically said, like, they're probably just gonna, like, take out the AI stuff, like, replace it with actual art, which, sure, but that's not gonna change the game, the premise of the game that you're releasing.
Between both the literal disappearances of neighbors and loved ones here in the U.S., and then also the current, like, rise of, closed border policy in Japan thanks to the new batshit prime minister. It's like, y'all good? What's going on? Is David and Baby taking, like, everyone at HR or, like, anyone at optics? Are they all too busy looking at, like, what's going on there to say anything here?
You look at Damon and Baby and they're just throwing Guilty Gear characters in there, and then they're making this fucking AI Gestapo shit video game, and it's like, the fuck, what? At what point did we lose the idea that video games are an art form that can be used as a way to express any kind of political message? Because now it seems like we have shifted focus into how can we appease our current government overlords so we don't get shut down or bought out and then distributed into other studios.
I mean, that's why you kind of explained it.
Yeah. It's like ArcSys is having this like long history of very expressive games and titles, and they all had like very deep messages that were very like pretty much going against the status quo at the time to now, let's make a fucking Border Patrol video game. What the fuck? Why? What? We just made like another 8 Bridget statues with Good Smile. Where did the narratives shift?
Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm curious what was AI about the game? Were they just like generating dialogue and alien designs, and now they're like, oh, we'll take out the AI generated designs?
Apparently, it was only like you would get like news updates, and it was the images in the like newspapers. That's what it was.
Ew.
Which
even that's ew.
It sucks ass, don't get me wrong, but it's like it's one of those things where it's like at this point, like the fact that you handcrafted everything else and then it's just like whatever. It's just like it shows that you just don't care, you know, like whatever. It just seems like a complete piece of shit, and you know it's worth bringing up to say that it sucks, but also it's just like nobody's gonna play this shit, you know.
If you want a video game where you focus on deduction, reasoning, and maybe playing just a little bit under the table, Of the Devil episodes 1 and 2 available now.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I was like, yeah, man, let's do it.
All right, shit. Let me just fluff you up more, dog. Okay.
Not fluff me up. I'm just like, that's a good game.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. I'm just saying, one of them got oops. Like,
I mean, if you like Ace Attorney, you should play Of the Devil. I don't know what to
all right,
tell
I'll put it on my list. It's on the list. It's on the list now. All right,
you would like it. You would like it, Jackson. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
There's like non-zero chance you know people on the team is the other thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure I do. I'm sure I'm going to play that game and I'm going to recognize like 2 oomphs right away, and I'm going to DM them and be like, you didn't tell me you were doing this.
The like entire dev team follow me on Blue Sky now. It's weird.
What the hell?
Because again, I don't like talk that game up because like they follow me or whatever, and I'm trying to be like, oh, I like that they follow, like, you know, like I think that game is incredible. I would be saying the exact same stuff if they didn't know me from Adam. Absolutely. But it's just really funny because like I think we were like one of the first people to review it, to like give it a good amount of attention, and then like it's blown up a bit more. Like I wouldn't say it's like a gigantic thing yet, but you know, it was nice to be like, yeah, we got on the ground floor on this kind of, and because they were doing like tours and stuff at like MAGFest and the like before that, but I think like some streamers showed it and it got more popular that way, which yeah, for sure. But like I think we were like one of the first like reviews, which again is nice because that's a really good game. That's a really good game, and I want them to succeed because I want to see that story wrapped up in a good way. I
think a final piece of it as well is the fact that it is being this game of deduction is being packaged in a way where it's like, you need to save the Earth by seeing who are the good aliens and the bad aliens, rather than, you know, a Papers, Please. A part of it is the fact that it is a observation. Is it like perfect? No, probably not. I'll be honest, I haven't played Papers, Please, so like that's one part of it, but it's like there is a very inherent like conveying of messages that it wants to do, and even if it is flawed, there is more to sit with and to be like, you know, wondering what is being spoken about than, again, just from the like promotional material, just being like, hey, don't you think being a cop is cool? Well, here you go.
Papers, Please, the entire thing about that game is that you are like the country that you're in is very specifically like presented as a like it's kind of like Soviet themed, but it's like it's supposed to be like that such strict border control is fascist and is like it's speaking on that in the game. And again, like I don't think it does that perfectly or whatever, but yeah, it is a very separate thing where like Papers, Please is supposed to be like a commentary on overt government control and border control and all that, and this game is just doesn't give a shit about what it's trying to say. It's just figure out if the aliens are bad, because you know certain types of aliens are bad depending on how they look.
Yikes.
Well, you have to hear about what they say, because they might be lying, they might be saying something differently. You have to learn very specific coding and words. Dog, I am so ready to pivot into that TP sponsorship. Oh, I'm primed. Only good border is an open border, but let's carry on.
Yes, for sure, absolutely. Last bit of news in this one, and we are ending on a sad note, not an angry note, but a sad note. Shutaro Iida, who is also known as Curry Hermit, is a game developer, a pretty major dev at Konami for a very long time. Passed away on the 10th. He was battling pancreatic cancer. He was a major player, again, at Konami. Worked on one of his first works was Sexy Parodius, which if you like side-scrolling shooters, you got to get on Parodius. Parodius is great. But the big things that he worked on were the DS Castlevania games, as well as Aria of Sorrow. He was the chief programmer, so like the really good Igavanias, you know, he was essential to that. Was lead programmer and lead enemy NPC programmer on MGS5, which, I mean, like, programming the fucking NPCs in MGS5, that is impressive. That is extremely impressive. And was a director on Bloodstained, and also worked on Bloodstained 2, and up until his passing. So, Bloodstained's great. I don't know how good Bloodstained 2 is going to be. You know, we have to see it, but you know, it's a real shame to see someone who is so talented and worked on so many incredible games, and you know, contributed greatly to those incredible games, pass away. But at the very least, we will, you know, see the last bit of his work with the Bloodstained sequel. You know, so rest in peace to Curry Hermit, which is a really good handle. I will say that as well. It's a really good handle. But yeah, rest up, Curry Hermit.
What a legacy! What just like all that history and background of their work, and like you reported out, like the NPC programming for MGS5, where even I'm like, some of those enemies are too smart for their own good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
super impressive. I aspire to be able to contribute or create something to that degree. So, man, like awesome. Rest in peace. What an awesome legacy.
All right, let's talk about some games and wrap this up. Let's have some fun. Let's get back to having fun. I'm sorry that was a lot of rough stuff, but that is the games industry. We started with Maverick. We can here, Jackson, talk about something nice. Let's hear something nice from you. What's a game? What are other games that you've been playing?
I'm in the cosplay. I have restarted my playthrough of Tales of Vesperia, the definitive edition. I do this thing on stream where I'll try to start playing a really long RPG and I'll lose interest on stream just because it becomes a chore, and then I'll pick it up again for my own just kind of enjoyment. My first Tales game, I am astonished that I never picked up any of these titles just because I'm such a Final Fantasy kid. So like getting into it, being a more anime-esque like storyline and dealing with a lot of like heavy topics in a very fun kind of cheerful environment. That game sure I don't know how to say this. The combat of that game is weird. I don't really like RPGs where it's like the real-time combat in the middle of a fight, but I know they kind of like pioneered it because they were like, oh, turn-based, lame. You don't get to the action right away. This is in action fights, really cool. But no, I replaying Tales and hearing all these like voice actors that I know, like Troy Baker and like early Laura Bailey and whatnot. And I'm just like, okay, this is where they kind of started getting their Troy Baker isms, their Laura Bailey isms with these roles, because then they started getting casted in a bunch of other things to just be like, hey, can you do the voice again from that one game? Can you just do this thing again? No. It's very eye-opening. I've been trying to get back into older titles because I would like to inspire myself to write more and do more cool things and like be creative. And lately, some of the games coming out in our like modern era, I don't find a lot of inspiration from. Romeo is kind of an outlier because it's a very dramatic and the aesthetic of Romeo is exactly my aesthetic and what I want from a game. And then I'm playing Tales, I'm playing Final Fantasy 13, and I'm trying to like narrow down into what I want to create. And I'm just like, yeah, an action game that has this weird kind of hardcore style to it, but carries itself with very intense human themes. Like, these are games that feel good to play, but also make you think like, am I a good person? Am I a good person? Do the things I do benefit others and those around me, or am I just doing it for selfish reasons? And like Tales also has that overarching theme of, am I doing this for myself, or should I help the others around me at the cost of who I am as a person, type of thing. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Play Tales. Play any Tales games. A lot of Tales games are good. Just you can pick up any of them. And for some reason, This one was the one I picked.
I have played this one and oh god, what's the GBA one that I've played? I gotta see where the box is. Oh my god, where did Fantasia. Tales of Fantasia. I played that one. And I played Vesperia, and Vesperia is the one that I like the most. So, but those other ones I want to try for sure. But those are the ones that I've played so far. And you do have one other thing on here that you wish that you said. I don't know how in depth you want to go on to this one. So just go ahead.
It's just part of like I'm trying to inspire myself with game titles and whatnot that have very weird gameplay matched in with very intense narratives. Where it's like Final Fantasy 13. All three of those Final Fantasy 13 games have what I would say very good stories. But oh my god, some of the gameplay and some of the character interactions hold that shit back. Like, yeah,
I would even go so far as to say that I think the gameplay is pretty good in my opinion. Because I mean, I played through Final Fantasy 13. Like what was it, last year or the year before? And some of the characters are strong, but yeah, I think the story is kind of where it's lacking overall. But different strokes. But I can also absolutely understand why you wanted to be inspired by that, because there is something really, like that game is gorgeous and it's very just it's swinging. It's trying something unique, and I don't think it succeeds, but it's so unique, and I absolutely respect that is what they try to do. Like it's not it's not like that complete and total absolute disaster that some people treated it like. I think it is pretty rough, and I think it's like it feels kind of unfinished, but it's an interesting game for sure.
Yeah, and it was different. Like they wanted to do something different, and you can tell that a lot of those ideas were carried over into 15, where you have the combat sections, you have the character interactions and dialogue, but now because they have way more time and way more money, that they can actually sit down and invest into more sessions of writing character dialogue, writing how these characters live in this world and interact with each other and how it affects the overall narrative, as opposed to what I felt with 13 is character interactions are good, but sometimes they say something and do something that is very just contradictory to their narrative influence or their narrative, just like what they want to get out of it. And it's like, did we not have like a meaning of what these characters are supposed to be doing, because they just kind of like go all over the place of what their desires are, what their intentions are with one another. And there is the core group of characters from 13 where it's like, yeah, we know what they want and what they want to do. Then they introduce group B that kind of helps push everything along, and then they start kind of unraveling the desires of group A, and you're like, what? Why are we all of a sudden like 180ing on wanting to accomplish our goals? And then you get to 13-2, and then Lightning Returns, and you're like, oh, I get it now. It just took another game. My bad, sorry, but in the moment of I'm only playing this one title, it doesn't make any sense. What it is, it's still a very like influential and inspiring title, and I would like to. I'm pulling what I can out of it. I'm pulling the positives out of it. There are negatives. There's nothing free of criticism. Just you play something, you find your enjoyment of it, and other people are gonna tear it down. It is what it is. Play what you want to play. Enjoy what you enjoy, as long as it's healthy. That's the moral of this story.
Yeah, I still need to play the other two. I've only played the first one, so I'm interested to check out the rest of them. But also, yeah, Aspiring Shoulder in the chat is saying, Jackson, have you played any Trails games? Sounds like you might like them. I think, yeah, you might. But
Trail, I think I have. Hold on, to Steam. No,
you haven't, and I know you haven't, motherfucker.
I'm getting it confused with the war games. What are the war ones? What are the anime war ones?
Oh, Valkyria Chronicles?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting it confused with.
I can see that, yeah.
I've not played any Trails games. I've not played Trails of Steel or anything. Maverick has been pushing that on to me ever since we have met, and I'm just like, nope. I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go too in depth, because the last episode was like half of it was us talking about Trails, but yeah, I would say, you know, maybe if the first, because they remade the first game recently. Yeah, I would absolutely say, like, when that goes on sale, maybe check it out. But, you know,
we are a very pro Trails games website here.
Yeah,
is what I'll say.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, Maverick. If you would like to take your turn, go ahead.
Oh, buddy. Okay, so I got one question for y'all. Are you team music or team gaming?
In what regard?
I said what I said. Team music or team gaming?
I guess gaming.
Probably gaming, yeah.
All right. So 2027, we shall reveal more about that. But for 2026, I went over to MAGFest.
Nice.
Yeah. And I haven't had a chance to really talk about it. So I figure, you know, as I'm getting back to the podcast, great opportunity to also, there's this a bunch of people do this, just like this whole walking tour of what MAGFest is. And like, those are always fun. I did I looked at the one from 2025 as well, like a reference of like, all right, what is this place going to look like once I get there? But no, let's see. Starting off from the top. So it was myself and a few other friends from New York. We took the train over to check out to get into DC. So anything about the plane issues or anything about how the airports were like, I didn't hear none of that, because we were on the train like God intended. But let's see. We get in on Thursday and room in with a couple of folks. We get everything situated. That first day, you could already just like get everything set up. So the visual now is sort of like the main like exhibition spaces. So they have everything split up between the like main arcade, the indie arcade, and the marketplace. The things that are like available in the indie arcade really like span a big range. And if I realize the last time that I've been on a podcast, I didn't really talk about my current local haunt, Wonderville. If you go to MAGFest, you basically have a sneak peek at what being at Wonderville is like. And in the inverse, all of my years of hanging out and spending very late nights at Wonderville had prepped me for what MAGFest was in a way that I didn't anticipate. But they also have like the larger arcade, which is just like so many fucking games. Like in terms of like what was actually played, I got to do a little bit of Chunism. I did a crap ton of Taiko no Tatsujin. And what was fun about that too is that there were a couple of times where like I just ended up doing 2-player mode with like a random person in the queue and getting to just like, you know, defer to them like, hey, any songs you want, anything that you're interested in, as like the person that's like a little more vested in Taiko. It was like fun to just be like, hey, how deep are you into this? Before I just like, you know, do my main set, do my main like quick 3 and just get out of here. Mm-hmm. They had a few Poppin cabinets in the back, which getting to play Poppin for the first time, I get it. I am so ready to eventually make that my eventual time sink, but you know, one rhythm game at a time. Yeah, the majority of the weekend, I kind of just like stayed around the exhibition spaces. Great disclaimer, I did not see any of the concerts. By virtue of my activity this weekend, I was team gaming all the way. But, you know, it's really fun. Like earlier in this video, they show, which you don't need to go to it right now. I just am letting this play for now. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of different like setups in the Gaylord National Resort and Hotel where people are able to just actually like set up an instrument, set up, you know, a little DJ set and just start playing shit. Mm-hmm. And it was really fun to just see how like spontaneous of an area this was. John, you and I had gone to Otakon in the past and, you know, definitely a great vibe. The Washington Convention Center is a lot of fun, pretty chill. Mm-hmm. Oh, what up, Darth Vader? The experience is great, but it's like one thing that like I definitely noticed was, you know, one, over at that point, it's like, all right, we're closing up the main convention space. We're going to go ahead and like just close everything up. And then the, you know, walk to our hotel kind of just made it so it's like, well, we're done here. We're just going to do whatever. Mm-hmm. MAGFest is a 24/7 open convention. And literally, if you have any interest in video games, you owe it to yourself to spend a weekend at least once. And what's difficult about that is you do the one weekend and then you realize, oh, I have to come here for the rest of my life now. And I am not exaggerating about that. As soon as August hits, I'm getting my tickets. If they sell out before I'm able to get my tickets, I will be on the news about it. But the just like culture that is like become apparent in MAGFest, like
this.
Yeah, this is the Danny DeVito Shrine, which on the last day of the convention on Saturday, they take everything that was collected at the convention or like at the shrine, and then they just start like auctioning shit off. Because the other thing too, hell yeah, MAGFest is like 100% nonprofit as well. Like they do work with a lot of other stuff, like the cabinets that they bring in from Wonderville and like other folks are usually through like Arcade Commons, which again is a whole nonprofit setup that does its whole like thing through donation, through contributions. So it's cool to see that like carry through. Like it's, for as big as MAGFest is, it is very like independently ran to some extent. The first day that I got there when I was getting my badge, I ran into Charlie, like the owner of like Fangamer, one of the owners of Fangamer. And being able to be like, oh, right, I know you because you did a video like 10 years ago for the site, but also you're just very much behind the scenes, you know. The big theme of this weekend was, oh, I'm just running into a lot of my past. And it was nuts to recognize that. Just now in this video, I passed by a guy and I'm like, oh, right, we hang out occasionally because you're also like a Strive player. Mm-hmm. And in this video...
I saw Mom, the Blue Sky user who...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I saw her in the background too. It's like people are just here. They're just hanging out. There's a ton of people.
Oh, was she the Phenomeno?
I think she was in like a Uma outfit.
Yeah. So okay, yeah, that makes sense. So Mom was the Phenomeno like fucking 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Friday is a day where I'm getting like through, just getting to like hang out a little bit more. The crowd that I'm with is like super chill, but later that night, for some folks in the podcast or that are watching currently in the podcast, you might have heard about this already. There was a party that happened, and I had two options. I could either be on the red team or the blue team for this party. Mm-hmm. I was on the red team. I fucking like got fucking nutty with it, dog. That was a night. The buzzball in my image. That is not by coincidence. That is not me just randomly being a part of the Buzzball Nation now. Yeah, no, that was a fun time. This is actually the following day on Saturday. And so the morning was set up where like they had a whole orchestra at the front. Mm-hmm. Like right where this courtyard is passing by. Like they just had a bunch of people set up their instruments. They did a whole like live performance. This weekend they had Rebecca Sugar and the lead singer for like Crush 40 come through with the rest of Crush 40. If you missed any of those, if you were at the orchestra, you had the chance to hear Rebecca Sugar sing a few songs and had the orchestral arrangements for like Live and Learn and Night of the Wind.
Hell yeah.
So it was like just a constant good vibe. John, I had mentioned it before that like I really think you would enjoy this experience because again, I am very much somebody who appreciates just getting to hang out and like have a good time.
Yeah.
There is enough space as well where if you just want to focus on playing games, getting to just like, hang out and do your own thing, this convention does not look down on that. Damn, that's like a huge crowd of people.
Yeah.
Wondering what this is for. Weird.
What? Was this the Freak Meet? Was this when the Freak meetup happened?
No.
It
was the Skull meetup.
Okay, yeah, it was one of the meetups. I'm like, is it the Skull meetup or the Freak Chat meetup? Like,
yeah, no, because I had already like looked at this channel before, where I'm like, oh, cool. I wonder what they're gonna do for the other ones. And like when I was like scrobbling through, I looked at them doing shit, and I'm like, oh fuck, I was like, this is just us on Saturday.
Do you need me to scrabble back?
No, it's fine. There might be folks there who like are not. Again, this is a whole thing where like, sort of by being at the convention, you like recognize that you might just be caught in like a camera or something. So
sure.
Definitely do not need to scroll back and like be meticulous about stuff. But yeah, no, like, just very funny,
Gary. Like
yeah, to an extent. I mean, that was me for a couple of things. There's another video Jackson alluded to that I do not have access to, but I am very much in that shit as well.
No, yeah, I mean, whenever I go to a con like that, I always scrabble through whatever just to be like, I totally get it. And I mean, it's just nice to see this because you just see like so many people just going around doing their own thing. Like, I absolutely do want to go to a MAGFest one of these days.
Oh yeah, you'll see a bunch of signs around that are like, oh, don't forget your badge. This year they enforced like a closed door policy where like if you were somebody who is here for MAGFest, have your badge on you and like constantly keep that shit on you. Did people find ways to still get through it? Yeah, probably, but
they always do.
Oh, of course. And I'm not, one way or the other about that. I think it just helped to like make things feel just a little bit more like coherent, at least.
Yeah.
Like, if there was any reason why it had to be brought up last year, at no point did I feel like there was stuff happening that made it feel like a good reminder. It was more just like okay, this is happening. The other big thing is that apparently a lot of the time it snows around this time over at a National Harbor. And this weekend it was just super rainy. And Saturday night, the rain actually broke a little bit. And for context, I decided I'm going to stay up the entire night because I want to go to the local diner at like 7 a.m. and get a nice breakfast before we have to head out on Sunday. And I got the chance to like be out for a little bit of it, and it was beautiful outside. The only photo that I like actively remember taking is of just like the harbor at night, and it was just a very beautiful scene to witness. And then
that's lovely.
Like ran into a bunch of other friends who were like out for a smoke and just like caught up, shot the shit. Like it's hard to feel alone at MAGFest. As somebody who like very much can go off in my own in a crowd or like just be out somewhere and it's like, yeah, I'm kind of like actively doing my own thing, but I also wouldn't mind if I had somebody around. That feeling got mitigated because of the fact that it was just so easy to run into people, run into friends, run into whoever, and like for a minute, like tag along with whatever's going on. And then as soon as I'm like, all right, I'm good here, head out and like do something else. And it felt like it was an encouraging feeling to like be able to dip in and out like that. Like at no point did it feel like you were, like I was at least, like, you know, not paying enough attention to folks. Even for people that like I saw for maybe 1 second and then had to like turn around to do other stuff. It was like, no, we get it. Yeah. One panel I did go to was the horse race tests panel. Friends with both the creator of that and then just a bunch of people that helped run the like event itself. Like one of my friends was DJing it. So it was just fun to see everybody like come together to establish all of this. And other than that, yeah, just super fun. I have the coasters still that I need to mail to you eventually.
Oh, yeah. No rush, but also.
Yeah. If there was one thing I would say, it's like, I would love to see MAGFest like experiment more with the music element. Because obviously, like you have a lot of like performing spaces, a lot of spot where music is like visible. But, and this is me as more of just a little bit more of a music nerd, I would like to see like exposure to music in a way that is not specifically video game music.
Yeah, it's the music and games, not game music, you know.
Which again is fine. Like obviously you want,
that's what it was, sure, but
yeah, like you're gonna have the Proto Men up there to do their whole bit for the weekend. You're gonna have like,
especially with our new album, yeah.
Exactly. You're gonna have Crush 40 there. You're gonna have folks there. Like Rebecca Sugar, surprisingly, felt the most like apparent as a way to sort of like redirect from that, because not only did she do a bunch of like, you know, original stuff along with the Steven Universe stuff, at one point she had fucking Estelle come up.
What?
Like Estelle showed up to MAGFest.
Yeah, fuck it. All right, rock and roll.
And like I think there are a lot of acts that could be fun to like provide space on a stage where maybe it isn't like inherently, you know, oh, you're doing like a video game cover, but you can tell it's like, oh, these are people that rock with, you know, getting to just like hang out.
The vibe, as it were. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. This is my short request to be like, we need Jeff Rosenstock on a MAGFest card. I will give double my money to do that.
Yeah, I think that would fit really well. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's like the biggest thing, because I think like the open spaces, the DJ sets as well, again, like very nerd adjacent stuff, but it's also like you're blasting fucking hard style, like hardcore ass music, and everyone's having a good time with it. Like no one feels alienated by the fact that it's like a particular, genre. So I think like more opportunities to lean into that. But I'm in no rush to like need that because everything else manages to like redistribute that feeling.
I think the really nice thing is that you saying that does not feel at all like out of place or anything like that. It's like if they just started doing that, I don't think anyone would react negatively. Like, I mean, obviously some people will because some people are fuckers, but like I think for the most part it would just be like, yeah, that makes sense, and I think that's really cool. That it feels very natural that if they just lean more into that it would be a success for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Like, again, there's all these little pockets that I only learned about by this one quick glimpse. Like, that there's a whole section of the convention called the Soapbox where you can go. It is cameras off, no media when you go in there. So you can't, like, record anybody. But you have, like, a mic. You have 7 minutes. Whatever you want to present about, go for it. If you want to take questions from whoever's in the audience, you can as well. And if there's a line, then, bow out after your 7 minutes, let the next person go. Super in and out. And like, it's cool to see. Yeah. Especially if it's like, do I think I have enough shit to say in a panel? Probably not. But if I'm like, buzzed enough, can I put together a solid like 7 minutes of material? Yeah, probably.
God, we did a panel one time. That's still so funny that we did that one time. We had announcements. Again. We could, yeah. I mean, maybe if we do another Let's Play or something. I don't know. But yeah, no. That was very nice. Thank you for sharing that. That was cool. We wrapped that up like right there too. That felt.
I know, that's the crazy part. I was just like, good. Hey, see where me and my friends are.
That was really good. Thank you, Maverick. Thank you for the rundown. Is there anything else you would like to?
Last thing. Never buy food from the food court. It is overpriced as fuck.
No, I mean that is just a rule for conventions in general. Don't do that. Never any convention. Don't. Yeah, go off site.
But also the Chipotle in National Harbor, $10.
What?
$10.
Oh.
Like, blew my mind. And if you're unsure why, like, in a positive way, like, I'm fucking, the snow is coming down ever harder, and I am prepping myself to go down for a $15 meal. So, like.
Godspeed, warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if there's not anything else, I'll just go over my last few things, and then we'll do questions because we're coming up on the 3-hour mark, which that happens here. But
boys can do it too. We proved it here today.
That's right. So real quick, I'll just say I have been y'all poked fun at me for it because it's true, but about the critter collector. But yes, to play into my stereotype, I am doing an article in an upcoming issue of Old School Gamer magazine, which if you don't know, I do occasionally contribute to an actual physical magazine that releases, which is fucking crazy.
Damn.
But there's going to be an issue about RPGs in the future, and so I was like, you know what I could do? I could write an article about lesser known monster tamer games. So I was like, I won't just write about like Pokemon or Digimon or Monster Rancher. I'll do stuff that's a bit more obscure. So I have a full list. I'm not going to go over the list because I don't want to spoil everything. But I will say I put my hands on Jade Cocoon and Robotrek, which those are very interesting games. I haven't played enough to really have a good grasp, but Robotrek's got a very personality filled localization for a Super Nintendo game. And I did not know that Jade Cocoon just straight up had like a Ghibli animator do the like character designs and stuff. Like it's like all the characters in the game just look like Princess Mononoke characters. It's very interesting. But I am doing some research for that. But I've also been playing Arknights Endfield. I don't know if I would recommend that. It's like Genshin, but with Factorio stuff. I spoke about it when they invited me to like the beta, which was especially funny because I'm not the person that really likes Arknights on this website. You know, Rose probably would have liked it more, but I don't know. I'm just kind of hopping in there and messing around with it because it's fun to build stuff and it's fun to explore, and I like to find items. But also the story is bad, and I don't really care about anything that's going on. So I will probably stop playing it soon. And that's about it.
How did Rose feel that you were the one to play Arknights?
I mean, she hollered at me. I definitely remember her being like, "Fuck you, dude," because I requested the beta access fully because I thought it would be funny if I got in, and that she didn't, and that is exactly what happened.
She's casting spells on you, dog.
She probably was, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm used to it at this point. I don't think Wheels got into it. Like, a friend of the website, Harlequin Wheels, who does work with fucking Arknights, like, released an animation for Arknights Endfield when it launched. I don't think he got into the beta, but I did. So, yeah, you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles, I suppose. But I don't know. It's whatever. It's fine. I mean, I had to swap. I was playing it on PC, but I had to swap over to PS5 because it made my PC run very hot and very slow. And so I was like, I need to just play this on a console so my computer doesn't blow up. The
Machonsky mandate.
Yeah, that's just what happens. That's what happens. It's fine. It's a gacha game. It's like Genshin, kind of. So if you like Genshin Impact and you want something that's a little more techy, I guess play Honkai Star Rail. But if you don't want to play Honkai Star Rail, you can play this. I don't know. All right, let's wrap this up. We have some questions from the audience. If you want to send in a question, you can go to our email address, which is podcast@gamesline.net. You can go to our Discord server, which I will put that in the chat right now if you want to go join up in there. But you can also just hang out in there if you so choose. You know, it's been popping off recently. We've gotten some good conversation going. It's been fun. I would recommend it if you want a nice, chill place to talk about games or whatever the hell else. For real, it's just a good place to be, I would say. But we have a thread in there if you want to send in questions, or if you follow us on Blue Sky, which is at gamesline.net on Blue Sky, you can just reply to us when we ask for questions, and we'll see it, and then we can answer them there. And I'm checking real quick if anyone did send anything there. No, that's fine. But we did get some questions in the Discord server. One of them is from Aspiring Shoulder here, who says, everyone has a topic they're always up for talking about at length, best exemplified by the image of someone texting, "Oh good, I get to explain this to you. You will regret this." What is that game or topic for you? I mean, I did that about Xenoblade to Jackson earlier, but yeah, I mean, for me, yeah, it's definitely Pokemon. You know, like, if someone has a question about Pokemon, it becomes, get ready. Yeah, what are y'all's I guess topics here?
I'm thinking about it. Just like ad nauseum, any topic that I can discuss truthfully.
Yeah, or a game or whatever, you know, specifically, whatever you want to have it be.
Oh, I could probably like do a whole good video essay series about the lore of Street Fighter and like its development history affecting said lore. Especially like I'm the truther behind I think Ryu should have fucking died after Third Strike like they planned. And that Ryu should have just not been included in any other games. I
agree. I think that would be interesting.
Oh, but no, they're too scared. They're too scared to let their little Blorbo die, and now he has a big chest scar where he got an energy fucking blast shot through him. It's Street Fighter fighting games in general. I could be annoying about as proof on this podcast episode when we talked about the Evo news.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. How about you, Maverick?
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I really got one. Like, even as a Trails head, it's very much in the, like, I played Cold Steel and I still need to work through the rest of the series. So some, like, real heads will be like, man, you're diseased. And I'll be like, whatever. I was 24 years old and introduced to a 25-year-old alcoholic teacher. And not only do I have, you know, the fixation there, but it's also a bit of a life path, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
at this point, but I'm trying to think, like, what am I really? No games really like stick out for that. To me, it's much more of a like you know, bits and pieces of info, but I'll gladly defer to somebody else to be like, oh, if you're the sicko here, by all means, go for it.
And I will also say, I am the Pokemon freak, but I will be as normal as possible about it. Which more means I won't be condescending or rude. I'll be a freak, but a nice freak. And then Cello Buster asks, if you woke up to an email that you had been appointed the new CEO of Xbox, what is the single action you would take to get the console back on track? I mean, if I could just, like, would it be possible to just divest from Microsoft? Just say we just are our own thing now? Because I think that would be the smartest thing to do. Because if you're just not at the behest of the company that is like, you're not making as much money as the hallucinating technology that is going to destroy everything it's going to destroy itself in a few years. I mean, you know, I think that would be the smartest move, is to just be like, yeah, no, we're just going to make video games. But, I don't know.
Well, welcome back, Banjo-Kazooie.
Grabbed
welcome
by the
back,
Ghoulies
Rare.
2.
Grabbed by the Coolies. Welcome to the remake, the third-person over-the-shoulder survival camera shooter, Zombies Ate My Neighbors. We're bringing it back in a major way. You and 3 other neighborhood kids fighting to protect your neighborhood. No, I mean, like, yeah, bringing back Rare. Just, like, I feel like having those classic game titles back would bring a lot of faith back into the console, just because they're not doing anything with a lot of those IPs. Maybe, I don't know, put money back into that Perfect Dark game that they were working on. Just revive a lot of old stuff, and then maybe
just release something.
Release something. Maybe
Make
talk to the guys at Double Fine.
Bethesda.
Yeah. Oh no, I'd sell Bethesda. I'd sell Bethesda. That's the first thing I'd do. I'd be like, "You're out. No, go figure it out for yourselves. I'm sick. You don't get to take any more of our money. I'm sick of you not. I'm sick of every quarter coming to you being like, "Hey, how's that progress going on that new Elder Scrolls?" And you go, "Yep," and then walk out of the room, just like procrastinating on your homework.
I kill whatever elected official Tim Schafer wants me to kill before we launch the new Double Fine production. yes, my king. My bad. Here's the freebie with the whatever amount we have. So take your aim.
There you go. All right. Well, I would put out an ask for folks in the chat to ask a question, but we've been going on long enough. I apologize. Maybe next time. But send the question to the email or join the Discord server and send it there, because then we'll get to it next time. But thank you so much for being here and hanging out with us during the show. This was a fun time. I'm glad we had a good old episode. If you want to support us, which is greatly appreciated, I know that money's tight, that stuff is just so there's so many things going on all at once that it's hard to, split your attention, but we appreciate any kind of, eyes or ears on our stuff. So you have our website, gamesline.net. That is the #1 place where you can check out all the writing, all the videos, all the audio, everything that we put out is going to be on there. We social it out on Blue Sky, #1. That is also at gamesline.net on there. And then we upload these VODs onto YouTube, youtube.com/@the-gamesline. And then if you aren't watching us live and you do want to watch us live, you can go to twitch.tv/GameslineTV, and we'll be, streaming. We're doing it an hour earlier now. It's going to be at 4 CST instead of 5 CST, so it's 5 EST now. And if you do want to support us monetarily, which again, thank you very much if you do. Don't feel like you have to, but if you do, patreon.com/gamesline, where we're figuring out that, but if you just want to support us to keep doing what we're doing, because it pays for the hosting, it pays for review copies of games, it pays for equipment, and we really can't do it without the support there. So patreon.com/gamesline. And if you want to hang out with us, like I said, the gamezone.zone is the Discord server. You type that into your web browser, it'll bring you straight there, and you can join our Discord server where we announce things going on. We take feedback. If you want to, let us know how we're doing, say hey that way, please.
If you want to say, I never got on the horn again, gamezone.zone, go for it.
Exactly.
Buy my silence.
Buy my silence, $1 million. $500K for the site, and then a nice little 500 bones for me.
There you go. And thank you to Melt Channel/Magic Circuit for our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to or buy their stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circa.bandcamp.com. You can purchase it anytime, but as always, I will recommend the #1 time to purchase from Bandcamp is the first Friday of every month, because that's Bandcamp Friday, and the artist gets the full cut of the money.
And if you are waiting for anything in the wings, Magic Circuit is getting some stuff together. Got to see them perform New Year's Eve. Gotta say, that new stuff, pretty fucking good.
Hell yeah. All right. Always good to hear. Jackson, where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me on Blue Sky at funnymonkey.online. You can find me everywhere else at Lumberjackson. The only thing I got going on this week is Friday, the 27th, is with the release of new Resident Evil. Capcom was cool enough to be like, hey man, can you please play this and show it off? So release date for Resident Evil Requiem, I'm going to be doing a full playthrough like I did with Village. So
hell yeah.
Hopefully see you there. If you don't want to get spoiled, don't show up. Play it for yourself for all I care. Thanks for supporting the website and us.
I mean, the only reason why I'm not going to be there is because I'm going to be playing it myself. So, But thank you, Jackson. Yeah. Maverick, where can people find you?
I'm just maverick.bluesky.com or whatever. That my social... You can find me on socials. I'm posting whatever. So if you just want to see someone unfiltered by their posts, got really big into fucking the figure skating that was going on. Kazakhstan's fucking bid for the gala was insane. If you want to see a gangly teenager dressed up as Po from Kung Fu Panda.
What? Why not?
Yeah. Find out more. But no, in a couple of weeks, I will be having a review for the site. You'll see what it is. And I'm trying to do more podcasting now. Given how my computer hasn't exploded, my laptop specifically hasn't exploded doing this, I could make more time on Sundays.
All right, yeah, let's figure it out. You can find me on Blue Sky as well at john.gamesline.net. I got the vanity URL. I always think it's really funny. But yeah, you can follow me on there. I don't know. I make jokes and talk about card games and video games, and that's kind of it. But yes, that should do it. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for continuing to support us. Gamesline.net. We will be back hopefully next week, planning on it, with another episode of the Gamesline Podcast. Thank you, and goodbye.